All right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we're here on our Sunday morning tradition that continues on here into our 16th season. By the time we're all done with it, 17 years up on the air, doing just what we do week in and week out during the NFL season, and what we do in the off season to get you ready for the next NFL season, as well as covering some other sports during the outside of that time. That being said, well, there goes my alarm. It's time for the show. We're probably on a bit early, but hey, it is what it is. Bring them on in. The one, the only Father. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Good afternoon. What time of day is it for you out there?
Well, it's for every place else. It's getting up there. I'm just waking up, so I'm lucky to even be here. How you doing?
I've been better, but I'm just trucking along, doing my thing.
Just choking along. I understand choking along. I do it all the time. So,
I said trucking. I
especially
said
with
trucking along, sir. I said
oh,
trucking along, not choking along.
okay. I was gonna say a choking. That's my picks. As
Sir,
far as that's concerned. By the way, how did you do last week? I haven't even had time to look. I was lucky to get my picks in for my pick in for Thursday
I
night
think I won
game.
the week last. I think I tied the week last week with Joe Boo,
Yep.
but
And
I'm currently in first in the entire thing, but I'm tied with Joe Boo and losing this past Thursday when the Cowboys shit the bed against the Lions didn't help. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, that was I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but I did see the, if you want to call them, highlights. And right now,
Lights.
just what I've been here, low lights. Right now, I'm hearing a lot about Pickens and his performance in that game and what he did. That do you think it cost him some money? What he did there this past week on Thursday Night Football?
About talking about Richard Sherman.
Just in general, everybody, he didn't play well.
Isn't there freedom of speech to say what you want to say?
Well, no, by the way, I agree with what he said. Just to
Which
kind
one?
of go along with that about Richard Sherman, I agree with what he said. So it's just
Yeah, but the thing is that Richard Wood, what Pickens said was, he was also correct too about what he said about when he played with the Niners. So
oh, there's no question. They're both
uh,
correct. I mean, you had a double
yeah,
shot of
it's just one guy on one side taking the shot, the other guy's firing back. That's all it is.
Yep, it's
Now,
back.
he should be fined for that. No,
No,
still,
no, no. Yeah, are they? Did they say they were going to fine him?
you made mention that what are they going to do about it? I'm like, well,
Well,
what can
no. Just his performance, I think, is what cost him
I
money. I
mean,
mean, he did not play well. But I will tell you this: just just from what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, okay, how it could cost some money. I'm telling you right now, one bad game for Pickens compared to what he's done all season long for this football team. I think what I'm saying is I think people are coming down on Pickens a little bit too much as far as what he has done for this football team, especially in CD Lamb's absence when he was injured.
well, to think about it, CeeDee Lamb had a bad game against against the Eagles. It came
Yes,
down on him too, but then he had a great game the next week against the Chiefs. Not every game you play is going to be 100%. I'm sorry,
yeah,
the ball feels a different way every game, right?
I
So and then these guys are being. When you're a wide receiver, you're asked to go over the middle and catch a ball with a guy coming at you 100 miles an hour. It happened. That stuff happens. Look, the Cowboys screwed themselves earlier this year to get them in the situation they're in now. They
yes,
didn't win the game this past week. They have a 9% chance of going to the playoffs this year, which basically means they have to win out and the Eagles have to lose. And
hmm
basically, the Cowboys have to win the East. That's all it is. It's only they get.
and
They ain't
and
got
I don't see that happening because I don't see Philadelphia dropping too many more football games for the rest of the year,
I mean,
regardless. Of,
the Eagles have a tough schedule when you think about it.
Oh, they do, but I don't think they're going to drop
But
enough to
I
get the
mean,
Cowboys in there.
but the thing is, though, is that in order in order for any other team to go to the playoffs in the East, they got to win.
Yep.
Because the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys have all screwed themselves this year.
I agree.
So, but it is what it is. It's the NFL, and I mean, while the NFC North beats themselves up pretty much with the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears. Oh my!
Oh
But
my!
right, the way that kind of came out. But
Oh man!
I mean, they're going to beat themselves up silly. I mean, the West will beat themselves up with the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners, and the South is going to, who knows who wants to win that one because it's either going to be the Bucks or the Bucks. I mean, I don't think the Panthers, the Falcons, or the Saints got anything to say about it. So, it's pretty much, for the East, it's down to one team. So
Pretty
I think
much
down to one team too, I guess. So, but the other divisions, they'll beat themselves up silly. Just, I mean, you might have three teams come out of either the West or the North that could be in the playoff by then. So we'll see what happens. I mean, but this year, all Dallas can do this year right now is finish strong. Yes, if they finish strong and they win their games, they're going to screw themselves in a draft choice here in April. But can you trust the number one draft choice, in April all that much? I mean, come on. I mean, to be that big of a difference maker.
they got enough first round draft picks. I
Right.
mean,
They're
just fine. So go out and win football games and show your fans that you're worth a shit. And right now they're that was a game they really needed. Like you said, it went to 9% for the playoffs chances. Not good. But that being said, it could, they have been playing better football, and I think they, maybe found a head coach that'll be there for a while. So we'll find out about that. That being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Let's bring them on in. Whenever I get up to it, whenever I feel like it, when I got some time, and when I don't feel dead to the world, I'll change it. But so then it's this one. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
It could be a happier day today.
It could be. What did I miss something? I mean,
What time did you go to bed last night?
way too late. Why?
Well, you didn't watch that coaching debacle on Saturday night in Indianapolis?
Dude, I worked.
Oh my
I
God.
worked. So I'm not necessarily sure what happened. Is that you must be talking about the infamous ASU Sun Devils?
No, I'm talking about the Ohio State.
Oh, did they shit the bed last night?
We lost 13-10.
Hey, their defense showed up.
I'm telling you, this is what I said to my brothers this morning. If you hold the second highest scoring offense in college football to 13 points, you better win that damn game.
If you hold them down to under 20, you win that football game. Your offense just didn't show up. Evidently,
Well,
they're
it was
still in the hotel.
Poor coaching, unprepared. I mean, you have not run all year long. You rarely ran like fourth down, like quarterback sneaks, or third down and short, trying to do the stupid push. And all of a sudden, in the championship game of the Big Ten, you're deciding you're going to have your quarterback start doing that? Dumb.
Oh, getting away from what had made them so successful all season. Yeah.
And then
feeling better. Yeah.
I was feeling better until I got on, and I'm kind of looking at some stuff really quick to get, kind of so I can make some comments about the Cleveland Browns. I read that sources are saying that the Cleveland Browns, I'm going to say this, the Cleveland Clowns.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Get it right.
Have decided to keep Deshaun Watson for another year.
What?
Yes.
I told you that.
Dumb.
That just goes to show how much the money matters to pissing it away. They just rather keep him right there for a while and get you going. So yeah, that I don't know, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, what that does though, it and this is if that's a big capital I and a big capital F. If they decide Shadir Sanders is going to be that guy, they're going to go into the offseason with quarterback controversy and try to listen. We can say what we want. I mean, I have a problem. I have a problem with when you end up babying players like Shadir Sanders. I know it's a thing. It's a thing. But are you going to kill Shadir Sanders' feelings? Going to hurt his feelings if you got a quarterback controversy and he is not the guy? See, I think the way you work with Shadir Sanders, if the Cleveland Browns are going to keep him, you got to make him the guy. You got to tell him he's the guy. You got to make him. I hate it. I hate that because it's wussy city. You and I both know. I hate that kind of crap. But that's what they're going to have to do in reality if they are going to get anything or what quote unquote legacy they're going to get from this guy. And they pretty much got to baby him, keep him happy to where, we'll see what happens within the first 4 or 5 games of the season next year. And having a quarterback controversy with a guy who decides he's going to get, happy endings, every other week or every other day, basically from what I was hearing, and tarnish the image already that the team is tarnished. Who better to lead them out of that darkness? Is it going to be Deshaun Watson, the happy ending guy, or the guy with too much of an ego that he can't get out of his own way guy? I think I take the ego guy, just basically just how it looks kind of thing. But that's just me. I'm a 58-year-old man, so there you go.
Did you go for the happy ending, sir?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
You're not going to be in that long line? Is that what you're saying?
I have a problem with you just said. Because Deshaun Watson is not a happy ending. Deshaun Watson, this guy has played maybe a handful of freaking games in the last 5 freaking years.
Okay. All right. You know what happens? Podfather. This is a guy, he's such a good guy. He almost don't know what that means. The happy ending part of it is what
I'm pretty sure Obi knows what happy ending is, sir.
No, I don't think just basically what he just said there. I don't know if he knows, and that's what's great about him.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So you understood the reference. Okay, good.
What happened was it took a while to seep in. So here's the thing.
Oh Lord. I knew he missed it for a while anyway.
No, okay, but for them to even entertain of this guy being on their team next year sickens me.
You're telling me there's a chance.
Other shit that's going on. It's this guy has not played in 5 freaking years.
Yeah.
And when he did play, he was god awful.
Oh, yeah. But he says, this is just what he says. I know I could lead this football team. You want to know why you think you can lead that football team? Because there's no other football team that's going to go get this guy. I'm sorry. I don't care what his talent is. And that's capital I, big F. If anybody decides to do that, he's going to be in a backup role. There's no way that he starts for any football team in the NFL, even as bad as those bad football teams are.
Him saying that is like somebody in the background. Oh, I don't know. Someone who dresses like a weirdo and runs in his mouth. Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
Or Colin Kaepernick. All these idiots saying, "Oh, I can come out and I can lead that team to wins." Yeah. BS. By the way, guys haven't played in decades,
especially Colin Kaepernick. But I think Colin Kaepernick would play better. That's the biggest. So I'll ask the Podfather: Colin Kaepernick, Deshaun Watson.
I was just thinking that too. Just the idea of Colin Kaepernick hadn't had it down in 10 years now, and he still thinks he can still go out there and play.
Yeah,
And whereas
they
Deshaun
seem
Watson,
to claim
I mean,
that they can.
hey, I mean, at least Colin Kaepernick can go around and get happy endings, all the time at the softballers. So I mean, there is
A little
that.
bit better image, kind of
we
thing.
don't know that for sure.
Okay, well, he wasn't busted, all right. I mean,
well, it did come out at certain times, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it just sickens me. And this is on top of, Cleveland Browns have a chance to.
But I'll be just hear me out, okay? What if Deshaun Watson can beat out Shedeur Sanders for the starting job next year?
That's sad.
And let's say he takes the team to the playoffs.
I hate when he
never going to happen.
He does this shit to me all the time.
But it could happen. It could happen.
Okay.
I mean, don't you think the city of Cleveland would forgive him for whatever indiscretions he made in Houston? By the way, we don't know if he's ever done this shit in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you
know of.
I mean, those who've been to Cleveland know there probably aren't there many places out there like that. So
yeah.
But so are you asking me as a fan, or are you just asking
you
overall?
You as a fan, if next year, if Deshaun Watson can get his shit together, get that team behind it, and get them and ride them into a 13-win season next year. Okay, 13-4. They sum up the North, and they're gonna have home field advantage in the playoffs. Don't you?
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
I said to scare me out, Sonny. I didn't say something laughing with what's
I'm laughing over here. I can't. Sorry.
Well, it's because you're laughing on me. You got to make the entire show laugh. It can happen. Hey, stranger things have happened in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who would have thought they'd be in the situation they're in right now?
Okay, are you going to let me answer that question?
I answer all you want, sir. Go ahead.
Me as a Cleveland Brown fan, if is like in capital letters, and a long like periods, if that ever happened, me as a fan, no, because Sonny knows me, and I think you know me. I'm an old school kind of guy. Yes. This guy is a loser. I didn't want them to get him when they even started talking about, oh God, please no. Nothing but bad press, all this BS. And guess what? I was proven right.
Not only
if Deshaun Watson came back, had a miraculous comeback season, Browns are 13-4, and they make the playoffs. No, I'll say yes and no. Yes, I'll be happy for the organization because we made the playoffs, but no, because Deshaun Watson is leading us. It taints. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Awful taste in my mouth.
This is total BS. I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Not only that, you talk about the image accepting a guy that did what he did, and talk about no consequence for action if he does do what he does. This is the kind of thing I'm in the minority, and Obi, you and I are both in the minority on this. This guy doesn't deserve to be on a football team. Never mind your Cleveland Browns or any other football, because of his actions. But the NFL, being who they are, they don't have the testicular fortitude to say, no, this is bullshit, and you're not playing in our league because you taint the product just because of your existence. Never mind starting. It's bad enough you're you're on the team, but you're not, kind of thing, like that they've done. So no. Now, granted, this is the problem that your Cleveland Browns have. Doesn't have to do with coaching. Simple fact of the matter. It doesn't even matter to do with the guys that are on the team right now. It has to do with the front office who signed this contract knowing this was an issue. They knew this was an issue before they signed the contract. And they let it go anyway. They didn't put a stop to it when it came. They didn't say, whoa, what? How many? 20? What would have been enough for them to say no? Did it have to be 28 women? Did it have to be 29 women? I mean, you want to talk about a taint on the league? Roger Goodell should have put a stop to this immediately. But he's the biggest pussy. Yeah, I said it. He's the biggest pussy that won't stand up and say, listen, this is not what we do as a football team or a football league. This is not the image we want to put out there, that we let guys like this back and play in our thing. It's bad enough you let the murderer Ray Lewis back out on the football field. That was bad enough. That was bad enough. But now we got a happy ending of 20 or 30. Line them up, because here's my thing. 27 of them, I think, came forward. You know there's more. Never mind the fact what he might have done, because this guy's stupid. He probably did it in Cleveland. So you can't have, basically, when you run a business, you can't have someone that stupid to be part of your either team and or league. And Roger Goodell is and by the way, it's bad enough the Browns didn't do anything about it. Roger Goodell dropped the ball big time on this, and he let a scumbag back in this league and shame on the Cleveland Browns. They should have canceled out that contract and said, take me to court and try to get it. But they're the biggest puss also up on top of it. They should have knocked that crap off, and they didn't. Podfather, when you got somebody like that, I know the NFL is different than your casino, but if you got someone with an image like that, do you think that they'd be working at your casino?
I mean, they hired me.
How many happy endings did you go get and make public?
I mean, that's for me. No one else to find out, really.
Shit.
The thing is that the NFL the players union will not allow a team to just cancel a contract. But
you got to take them to court, though. You can't let them do it. You got to stand up and say no.
Sonny, look,
I'm not done yet.
Well, yeah,
I interrupted
let the big boys
and
talk,
I wasn't
right?
done.
No, all I'm saying is that the NFL is not in the business of canceling contracts on players. They have a way they do this, and unfortunately, Cleveland they screwed themselves signing this guy up to what they signed him to. Okay, knowing what they knew and finding out eventually that he was damaged goods. So,
and it was worse than they thought.
Now you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just stuck, and that's where they're at right now. He's currently on the team because they have to pay him.
Well, now, and that's what I'm saying. They should have went back and canceled that contract.
Sonny, shut the fuck up. Let other people talk. Jesus Christ, shut up. Jesus. We had a bad weekend. But no, look, all I'm saying is that the NFL screwed themselves in this entire thing. The Cleveland Browns did it to themselves more than anything. Deshaun Watson sitting back there going, all right, I'll play. Or I won't play.
A multi-million-dollar now player.
So,
Podfather, if he was on your team, what would you feel?
Well, I mean, the thing is that, we've had players before who have been on our team that have been like this.
Yes, that's true.
And the thing is, you just ride the time. Currently have a guy right now, Trayvon Diggs, who's kind of in that situation right now. He had this mysterious injury at home and can't seem to get on the field right now. So, the thing is, and they're stuck having to pay.
I didn't know that. He had a mysterious injury?
Yeah, he had a mysterious injury.
What are you implying there, Podfather?
Thing is that this concussion he got at home has never really been disclosed that much. I'll be so that he can't get on the field now.
I heard reports.
Yeah. I know you heard your Adam Schefter's of the world tell you.
Yeah, he was on the chandelier, trying to, do his Tarzan bit for his wife, and
I'm sure that worked out well for him. Yeah.
That's just what I heard.
Either way you look at it, Thing is that he ain't on the field right now. He a whole lot of money, and they can't really move his contract a whole lot because who wants to pay it?
Exactly, and who wants to pay for nobody that is on the football field that much money and not participating week in and week out and being an impact player on your football team? It's one of the hardest things that, image is one thing, winning is another. Then you got to decide what you're going to do, how you're going to move forward. Is it going to be the image? Is it going to be your convictions as an organization compared to, I'll get a happy ending at the end of the day? You got to make that tough decision. It's not a tough decision. That's the problem, because it's all about the money. Okay. We can sit here and talk about it, but at the end of the day, it's about the money, whether they're paying it, whether they're going to get anything back from it, or, the amount of investment. And the Cleveland Browns have been hoping secretly, I think, Obi, that this would end up happening. And then now what do they say? No, bad, any press is good press, kind of thing.
No.
Now you got a quarterback controversy going into the offseason, and people are talking about the Browns.
The first thing that Sean Watson should have done was reach out to Michael Irvin and says, how did you handle all this shit? Because you actually went to court over this kind of stuff, over drug stuff and everything else. How did you handle it? And I mean, I don't know if it really helped Michael's image a whole lot, but I mean, the thing is, he's still out there. He's still talking noise, and he's still making money doing it. So, I mean, that's what Sean Watson needs to do, he needs to go to an image consultant and figure out how do I rehab this?
How do I save this?
It's going to take a long time.
It will be. I mean, it took Michael a long time to turn his faith back with not just the media, but also with the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going to Cowboy games back after Michael did what he did. There are people in the crowd saying, "Hey, Mike, can I have some cocaine? Hey, Mike, can I do this? Hey, I got your hose over here. I got." People asking to take down the signs and everything else. I'm like, why bring that here to a stadium when you got you have kids here?
Yeah.
But also the fact that I mean, the thing is, it's the pessimistic world that we live in, right? People want to sit there and just throw darts at shit. Sonny does it all the time. You want to throw darts at shit just because I can. You're in your safe haven. You're in your couch behind a computer screen throwing darts. That's what a lot of fans are like these days, And thing is that
commentators do it too, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But the thing is that when like Richard Sherman comes out there and says some shit about George Pickens and he fires back at him, I mean, okay, great. Now it's a war of words. I mean, both of them are right. I mean, about what they're saying about each other. So just you got to play.
That's an interesting thing that you say, Podfather, about George Pickens. I watched that game on Thursday night. I turned to my wife, and I think there was a couple of plays in the third or fourth quarter, late in the third, early in the fourth. And I turned to her and I said, George Pickens is quitting on this team. He's making lackadaisical effort. And I said, that kind of stuff just rubs me so wrong.
It's because we're old school.
And did you see it? Did you watch the game?
I seen the quote unquote highlights, but not the actual game. But I did see what you're talking about, and that's I don't know if Podfather saw it. It's the thing, and when we talk about it, who's the we can name many where it seemed, if perception, that they quit on their football team. And from old school guys like us, we see that kind of crap and it drives us nuts.
But also not necessarily though. What's the difference between not, either quitting on your team or just nothing is going right? Because nothing went right for Dallas at all that game, and they still put up 30 points.
What do you mean nothing was going right? Let's just talk about the player that we're talking about right now.
Right.
George Pickens was having a decent game. And then all of this other stuff happened to CeeDee Lamb, which was an unfortunate injury.
It was.
And it was almost like, I just saw on certain, not every play, but plays where George Pickens was actually in the screen of the TV. plays to him, not to him, that was to another player. He was just like, it was like he was just going through the motions out there. There's no effort, no nothing. And it's like, dude, your team is only down 3 points in a game that you should be getting blown out. And you have a chance, and you're out there going through the motions. 1, that's dumb for the team, for you. 2, you do that, that's a good way to get hurt. And 3, you don't do that. I mean, you are now, he's wide receiver 1 after CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, he is now, yeah.
See,
and so you're going out there, and then at the end of the game, you're bitching and complaining, and somebody calls you, Richard Sherman calls you out, and then you have a little tweet or whatever you did. It's like Richard Sherman's just speaking about what he saw.
Absolutely.
And that's a guy, he was an NFL player, so he knows.
Yeah,
and this is the same problem that the Pittsburgh Steelers have with him.
Yeah. Now, that also being said, when that injury happened, superstars with a superstar attitude take over the game. And he didn't do it. Like you said, he gave up. He realized, shit, there he goes. There goes our guy. He settled on the fact that they don't have this guy. I can't be the guy. Instead of stepping up and saying, get me the ball. See, that's what even Michael Irvin, as much as I can't stand that scumbag, he wanted the ball. Okay. He didn't, now I think to a certain extent, I think George Pickens wants the ball. Okay. I get it. But in times, like you said, they were down 3. Then he decided, there goes CeeDee Lamb. There goes our season, is basically what he said. He said, fuck it. And that is the kind of thing that if he was a real superstar, he'd stand up and get in that huddle and say, you better get that ball to me. Look what they did all season long with this guy. Say whatever you want about George Pickens now. This guy's had a tremendous season coming off of where he came from Pittsburgh, and was considered the guy when CeeDee Lamb was down for 3 or 4 games. And look at his numbers. He should have turned to that attitude in that game. He chose at that moment, and it was obvious, like Obi said, that he gave up. And that kind of stuff takes away from not just him, never mind the money. People are going to look at teams are going to look at him, even Jerry's going to go, how much do we want to give him? When he won't stand up, there's no other football team out there is going to say, well, we'll give him outstanding money. They're going to take away from it. He just created a salary problem for him for his next 3 to 4 years that he plays the NFL, because his perception is, like Obi said, a quitter. And no one wants that on their football team. And if they do, they don't want to pay for it.
He's that night, Thursday night, he was added to my list of NFL players that I consider quitters, along with Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyler Murray's played his last game in Arizona.
It seems like it. It seems like it.
The story is he's not playing for the rest of the year, because of his injury. BS. I think that's BS.
He's fine. They just don't want him to get re-hurt.
Yeah.
So
he's done.
All right.
He's done in Arizona.
That being said, the man is in the green room.
Can you dig it, sucker?
To get something that brings something to the show that is outstanding. Our show's great, but this guy with the best smile on the internet brings us even more. Is Bryson Brooklyn? Oh, he's
got the hoodie on him.
By the way,
wow!
I listened to the not 1, not 2, but the 3 keys of that football game last week, and you sold me a bill of goods that I thought they could do, and boy, did they fall short. And oh, by the way, they fell short of that. That was an ugly display of football. And Brian, I'm actually surprised that you didn't say, I'm usually a guy that will stand up, but that was really, really bad. And not only that, I just want to ask you. We talked about it. I put it on your page. You ignored it, and I knew it was going to happen. Mike Tomlin is now getting, all of a sudden, just decided that every commentator said, no. And I've been talking about this since 2022, more so in 23, as Mike Tomlin, if they would have got rid of Mike Tomlin back in 2023, they'd be 3 years into the new regime deciding whether or not they want to keep yet another coach. So now they stuck with him, and I've been saying it for years, mediocrity, and they accepted mediocrity. They accept it because Mike Tomlin won them a Super Bowl. Congratulations. But in this world, in this day and age of the NFL, what is it about?
Exactly.
And I'm telling you right now, Janet said it right. What has Mike Tomlin done lately to make you feel great for the last 4 years about keeping the mediocre performance out on the football field and that head coach, Bryce? He can't.
There's a very.
He can't even answer. He knows I'm right.
There's a very I can answer. There's a very good reason. I glanced. I was traveling back in the Berg. Had to watch that despicable game.
Cost me
that just one of the worst I've ever seen. I did see that you posted. Why do I need to respond to that? Because I learned a long time ago. Don't feed the trolls. You know what's funny? This is at the same time. This is a little bit of a tangent. My cousin loved this guy dearly. Big Laker fan. Loves the hot.
That's too bad.
Loved the hot takes, and he has for years been hot taking Austin Reeves and talking about how he's better than all the Knicks. I'm a big Knicks fan. He's better than Jalen Brunson. Please. And then he posts these silly things. I hope he's listening. He posts these silly memes when Austin Reeves finally starts playing better. And you know what you do? You ignore it. That's exactly what I did with you. Just ignore it. Because Sonny Clark likes to come on his own show, and Podfather, you can attest to this.
Oh, yes.
Sonny Clark loves to come on his own show and bloviate about things that we or I have already been saying. To the fire.
Oh.
No, 3 years ago, the Steelers should not have fired Mike Tomlin. But I said even a couple years ago, if he does not go on playoff runs, that seat is going to get warmer. And here we are. I never had to sit here and say, under no circumstances should you fire Mike Tomlin. I didn't use the national media narrative of, well, who else are you going to get? You're going to find another person. Now, do I feel they will fire Mike Tomlin? Put that in quotes. No. Could they mutually decide to part ways? Absolutely, they could. And I'm wearing the towel. I got the towel. I'm wearing the hoodie. It's Ravens week because this is it.
Yeah.
This is all we got.
Yeah.
Like the variance
this
of
is your Super Bowl.
Lose this game versus if we win is crazy. This is the season. You wouldn't want it any other way than have to play the Ratbirds in Baltimore.
I agree.
With your season on the line because this is all we have. This is it. You lose this game, and next week's a must-win too. But you have to win this. Like if you lose this game, it's over. And I have been saying, and you guys have heard me, that it might be finally time, for the Steelers to part ways with Mike Tomlin. And I've given my reasons. Defense is going to be historically bad, misevaluation of talent, scheme. I've talked about all that stuff. So, Sonny Clark, you get on here and continue to troll or do whatever it is that you want to do. You're not saying anything that I haven't said, which is why I'm not going to respond to your drivel on Facebook.
Well, I mean, could you imagine 2023, you had a new coach. Here you are in 2025, and you could decide whether or not your next coach is going to be what you are looking for. You're 2 to 3 years now behind. And I don't know who was available. I'll be honest. I
don't agree with that. I don't believe that's true.
I see.
2022 was the first year that they had without Ben Roethlisberger. You drafted Kenny Pickett. You're let's see what he is. You got him at 22, which wasn't crazy. You didn't mortgage the franchise. You were going to see, okay, what can Mike Tomlin do, and what can he develop without Ben Roethlisberger?
But they were mediocre with Ben Roethlisberger, though. That's
the word. That's the word, Bryce. Develop.
Yeah.
Develop. This guy, Mike Tomlin, I think one of the very good head coaches in Pittsburgh Steelers history, right? You've only had so many, right?
Right.
The 3 that I know of.
The key word here is develop, and it's develop quarterbacks. He inherited Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
He has drafted Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. Yep. He's had Justin Fields. He's had yada yada and yada yada. What have they done at the quarterback position? And yes, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I should be shutting up and not saying
calling the kettle black here.
Done
I think
at the quarterback position since Ben Roethlisberger retired.
Yeah.
Well, they did. Well, listen. Well, in their defense and Arthur Smith's defense, they had Justin Fields playing winning football. Look what he has done
managing football.
Okay, well, I said winning football. Yes. He was playing winning football. So he was 4-2, and there are still people that say you should have never benched him. But I agreed with the move to go to Russell Wilson. I thought that was a good move. It showed to be good for a time, and then it fell off a cliff. So I don't fault Mike Tomlin for that. But Arthur Smith and Tomlin had Justin Fields playing winning football. These other places aren't.
On a team, questionably, needed a change, needed something different. And by the way, we're not the only ones talking about this, right?
Mike Tomlin is a brilliant defensive mind. He's a brilliant motivator. He's a brilliant leader of men. He's a brilliant speaker. He's a brilliant all of those things. But he's never shown you this ability. Mike Tomlin has never shown the ability to evaluate or develop a quarterback. Ever. Mike Tomlin inherited Ben Roethlisberger. Yes. I apologize for this truth I'm about to say.
Yeah.
He inherited Ben Roethlisberger. When he had to draft Mason Rudolph, didn't work. Landry Jones, didn't work. Devlin Duck Hodges acquired him, didn't work. Josh Dobbs, Tennessee, didn't work. Justin Fields acquired him, didn't work. So he said, you know what? I'm not good at identifying talent. Let me just acquire veterans. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin, in his 18-year coaching career, has never, ever shown the ability to identify or develop the best position.
And wait, stop.
We did.
Who has come on this show and said that is a Tomlin weakness? I said we have not seen that yet. Now, side note, I don't care what Acho has to say. He may be correct on this one, not the Justin Fields one. 4-2, had him playing football, so that is actually not correct.
Said, why are you making this change
there? A dead clock is right twice a day. So I agree with that because that is something I have said. That is a weakness, a glaring one of Mike Tomlin. He has still not shown he can take a quarterback, draft them, and develop them, which may factor into, with all the draft picks next year, competing with the Brownies for a quarterback. You got to trade up, identify that guy, which may contribute to him parting ways. If any time was time to do it, it is after this season.
Question to you, Bryce. There are going to be some teams deciding whether or not they're going to keep their quarterback. Is there an existing quarterback that you see in the league that is possibly able to be gotten by the Steelers to try to help them when they go get that quarterback with a draft pick to try to develop the next guy coming in? Basically, a stopgap until your rookie quarterback who you'll draft can literally take over a football team if they go in that direction. Who?
I just wanted to, because I want to laugh.
Smirk on your face.
I want to laugh. K1 is available from the Cardinals.
Now, I did not set that up. I didn't think about it. But now that you say it, Obi, that's
like
pretty
Justin
good.
Fields,
Take him.
like Justin Fields, if that were to happen and Mike Tomlin was the coach, he would have Kyler Murray playing winning football like he did with Justin Fields. You know, wait a minute. You know who would not have him playing winning football if they picked him up because they also need a quarterback? The Cleveland Clowns.
Yes, I know.
You're not going to amount to jack squat.
Even on your football team, even with Mike Tomlin, Kyler Murray, and we were just kind of, before we came on, Bryce, we were kind of going off on one Watson, who's going to be considered, that the Browns are going to put him, you know, to where next year, sources say he's going to be on that football team next year.
Sources say that the Cleveland Browns are going to keep Deshaun Watson for another year.
Obi. No one cares about your sources say. It shouldn't even be. It should be undeniable that there's nothing going on with that guy because he should not even be considered. Yes. So we don't want to hear your source say. If there's even a fraction of this conversation, the Browns organization has continued to screw it up. It should be we have moved on. Period.
Which
Bryce,
also,
that's what I said. I was disgusted to hear that.
Yeah, which also I said at the beginning of the year, they've been doing crap decisions for 30 years. They could have made one left turn, and yes, I don't like the guy, can't stand him. This is a football team that should have started Shadir Sanders. Yes, completely understand where he was in the draft, completely understand what was going on. But you had Joe Flacco and Justin by the way, Gabriel showed exactly who he is, which is a nobody. At least you had some kind of spark. The fans even loved him. Be honest. I mean, his jersey selling out the damn thing, and you don't even put this guy in until you know it's worthless and it's a waste of time. That having been said, they had an opportunity. I'm not saying he would have won, but it was definitely different. It wasn't Joe Flacco who couldn't get out of the way of a freaking locomotive at 500 yards away. This was the guy that had the spark. This was the guy that had the persona. This is the guy that, as much as it makes me want to puke, had the Deion Sanders effect and can change football teams' outlook. And they decided not to do it. And
he does not have the Deion Sanders.
And they decided, let's do football. Well, you know what? You've been doing football for 30 years, and what has it got you? Nothing.
He does not have the Deion Sanders effect.
It wouldn't have hurt.
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
But I'm just saying that was his persona, the Deion Sanders persona. He brought that with him. I'm not saying he's that good. That don't get me that.
He is not.
I won't go that far. He's not even close. But at the same time, look who they lined up at quarterback each and every week. He couldn't have done any worse, and that was the point. And the stupidity for the last 30 years, as far as the Cleveland Brown organization, they dropped the frickin' ball here, and no one wants to admit that they were wrong. No one. They're saying, nope, it should have been Joe Flacco. Nope, it should have been Gabriel. Nope, it should have been none of them. As they had a first-round draft pick quarterback style, if you listen to all the quote-unquote experts, and they dropped the fucking ball. And you know they dropped the fucking ball. No one wants to admit they dropped the fucking ball.
And you want to go on this ride?
And I'm not saying the Cleveland Browns would have won the AFC North, but by God, they had a better shot at winning the fucking games that were in front of them with Shadur Sanders compared to the bullshit and the excuse of Dylan Gabriel. The excuse, he was a third rounder, so we got to start him. No, everybody in the world is talking about Shadir Sanders being a first-round draft pick, and everybody ignored it because they wanted to teach him a lesson. The only guy in the NFL that they wanted to teach a lesson to, because if they would have done that, they would have got rid of all the crap before he came along. But no, we had to start Joe freaking Flacco, which everybody knew that lost the ceramic coating of their car didn't have it anymore, and he was faded and he was gone. And did you watch college football? If you did, you would know maybe Dylan Gabriel should have been the 5th round draft pick more so than the Shooter Sanders. But no, we want to make a point, and that's what happened. Now, granted, I was all for him making the point, but that turned around and bit them in the ass. And I'm not saying they would have been great, but they would have been a lot better than what they are because the players and the fans would have got around them if they gave them the chance. And they decided to prove a point, and they pissed away another fucking season like they do every goddamn year.
Boy, that just came on like an avalanche.
If you were,
Sometimes it just comes, and it wasn't even my Jaguars.
Casual fan of this show, if you just came on and said, "Oh, what's this about?" You got on, you could have swore you just heard that and swore that Sonny, I am on dial-up Clark, was a Cleveland Brown fan.
You would think.
You would think.
Wow, just going a ride. My
Wow,
goodness.
that just like I was just along for the ride, and all of a sudden,
But you know what?
Roller
Was I
coaster.
wrong? Was I wrong?
Didn't
Of
go.
course not. I was wrong.
no, you're
I was not.
No,
wrong.
wait. I don't think. Here's where I think. Yes, you are right about the entire so-called experts had him rated as number 1 pick or top 5, first round definite. I think that was because not him and his performance on the field in college. It was because of his daddy.
Yep.
That's where I think the owners and certain GMs wanted to say, you know what? Dion's been out of this business for a while. We're going to show him.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about us, not him and his boy. It's about us. And we're going to make it a point. And so I don't want to, I hate to go down that road of collusion and all this other stuff. But man, did that reek of collusion and reek of, I'm going to call this guy up. I'm going to call my buddy up and say, we're going to prove a point. Man, did that reek. Smell really bad.
Bryce knows that's what happened. I mean, and as much as I kind of Bryce made mention of this. Probably this was before even the season started because of the way it was going, and it was a call out. It was a call out to all football teams in the NFL to let's make a point. And so I'll say this: Podfather is making a point. A good thing for a football team and or organization and or league to do for the betterment for that football team and or league. What is your take on it? Because you've been surprisingly quiet.
Well, there's really no point to talk because you've already made your mind on how this is going to go. So I'm just shutting the fuck up. And I mean, we're doing what you should be doing, just shutting the fuck up, really. But look,
these two, man.
Look, here's the thing. There's been sources outside of the Cleveland Browns that have said Shedeur Sanders does not belong in the NFL. There's a reason why he got drafted in the 5th round.
Sure.
Okay.
What was that reason?
Huh?
What was that reason?
He's not NFL ready. And the thing is that he might throw a few touchdowns. He's going to throw some interceptions too. He's going to run around. He's going to figure out this league eventually. He's a 5-year player to figure out if he's kind of where your what do you call it? Not Geno Smith, but your players who have seen one place for a certain period of time, haven't figured it out, went somewhere else, and they'll figure it out eventually. Look, his story is just starting. Okay, however little this is, it's just starting. Starting in Cleveland, which is the worst place to start, but it's where he starts. I'm sorry, Obi, it's true. You know that for a fact.
What about Tennessee and Las Vegas?
Oh, Las Vegas. I mean, at least it's Sin City. I mean, come on, bro.
Right now. Right now.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, he could have started anywhere. I mean, he got been drafted. Let's say he got drafted in the 1st round. He wouldn't have gone to Cleveland, but let's say he got drafted in the 1st round. Okay, would he be starting for that team right now?
Who knows?
Right.
Well, I don't know. Depends on what team.
Right.
And how desperate that they were. And if they drafted him in the first round, the ownership would say, "Hey, we drafted him in the first round. He's making too much money to stand on the sidelines." And,
but here's the thing, though. He's not making a lot of money as a 5th-round draft choice, though.
But I'm saying if he was drafted in the first round,
right? But
asked,
but he's not, right? So
no. But you asked the question was
I did. Okay.
If he was drafted in the first round,
Sonny just going off the rails.
Yeah, if he was drafted in the first round, depending on who he went to, if he went to the Jets, if the Jets drafted him in the first round, you're damn right he would have been on the field already.
Yeah, maybe.
If he was drafted by the Tennessee, Tennessee, they drafted Ward, didn't they?
Yeah, and they think Ward. They think the world of Ward. He wouldn't have started there.
If Las Vegas drafted him, he'd be on the field already.
Should be. Mm-hmm.
Should he be? No, because I saw him on some games during college, and this is his Achilles heel. And Sonny said it, he runs around too much. Mm-hmm. Again, playground football. And his biggest Achilles heel is I don't know, for some reason, likes to backpedal and try to throw the ball.
I saw that many times, yeah.
In college, and now it's showing up in the NFL. You're right. You're right, Podfather. He's not NFL ready.
Okay, hold on a second, guys.
Miller, neither.
What time is it? Yeah, 8:55.
At 9:55 a.m.
Neither is Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
Dylan Gabriel is not NFL ready.
Yeah,
but yeah, he was going to be drafted ahead of Deion Sanders.
That was the point.
Because of the collusion and the general managers and the owners wanted to make it a point to Deion Sanders, not Shador.
Not only that, they had insult to injury. They got the worst white guy in front of them, so you throw the race card in on that as well too. And I'm a firm believer that's why it happened.
Cleveland could have drafted Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard of
twice, right?
So let me to that point, Obi. There's a funny if you watch it, there is, to Sonny's point. I don't know if this is the major point here, but I do think there's this funny pattern of who becomes the backup when you have a certain starter versus who's the starter when they have the backup. And there is an interesting part of race that does play into that. I think that's maybe for another conversation. I don't know if it played into this situation, but Jackson Dart, to me, I mean, look, he's showing himself. He's comporting himself well as a rookie. The jury is out long term if he really is the guy. We'll see. I don't have a problem with people not picking him in the first round. I think the first round was still a reach for him at the time. I thought Shador, as I said, was better than Will Howard in college. I felt by his college resume, he should have been drafted higher, but that doesn't mean he should have been drafted in the first round. I think all of these quarterbacks outside of Cam Ward, as I said, are project more as high-end backups as their ceiling. Guys that can come in and be okay, but are more high-end backups. Steelers drafted Howard. I wanted them to draft Shador, but I wanted them to draft Shador around the 4th, 5th round. They didn't. I didn't sit here and get all crazy about it. So I think it's okay that Shador went in the 5th round based on the talent, but I do think, to Obi's point, there is some of that there of, do we want to deal with Deion or what we perceive to be a circus for a guy that we don't feel is as good? And that attitude permeated the league and the draft at that time. So I do believe, if you want to call that collusion, fine, but I do think that general consensus, Podfather, was there. That's not fair to Shador, but I do think it was there.
Yeah. They were totally unfair to the guy. Seriously. And not only that, it's not just obvious, it's bitch slapped obvious that that's what they did. But no one's gonna
I do not believe, but I also do not believe there is this grand conspiracy to hold this guy down. If he was good like his father, yes, but he doesn't have those same traits and talents.
No.
So it's like, I do think some of that is there, but I don't know if that's the main driver if he was really that good. Because he got some qualities. He did good. He was a great college player, and it earned him a right in the NFL. But I don't, not some early round pick. I don't even believe Jackson Dart. I feel the Giants, even though they got good, he's playing well. I don't know if he should have been in the first round for what he was doing.
Well, they had to. They were desperate. So that's the way. And they identified their guy. And if they would have waited the next round, they wouldn't have got him. They had to take him when they took him because he wouldn't have been available at that time. Hell, even Cleveland might have even taken a shot on Jackson Dart at that time. So that was a desperation pick that needed to happen because they were in desperate need of a quarterback. Now, should he be starting immediately? No, I don't think any rookie should be starting. I look at guys, Green Bay. Look at what Green Bay did to rookie quarterbacks. They put them, carry the damn clipboard for a year or two. Then you can be a superstar. Like, all of them that's come. That's what needs to happen. But desperation of franchises outside of the business of the game, okay, we got to get that guy in there. Because right now, this is the best value we're going to get out of that guy compared to 5 or 6 years ago down the way. And the Jacksonville Jaguars playing Trevor Lawrence $52 million a year, which is a bitch slap in the face as far as business is concerned. Because that was a stupid contract. Okay. And he hasn't lived up to it yet. And he probably won't. But what will they get out of him before they got to pay him that way? And that's where I see a lot of the NFL, and granted, who am I? I don't know, but I look at what they're doing.
Who are you?
Yeah, I look at what they're doing, trying to get value out of a guy that they're not paying money to, and they can sit for a while, and they just refuse to do it because of desperation.
So I want to. I mean, we've had a lot of fun talking about this and everything. And Podfather, I think you were going to say something, and I was hoping that you were going to say something, the same thing I was thinking about, because I remember two things one thing in the rant that Sonny did, and then something he just said a few minutes ago, which was the complete opposite of what he said when he started his rant. Go, Podfather, say it.
So you think Shedeur Sanders should have started from day one? Then you turn around and say quarterback shouldn't start in the NFL their first year. Which is it?
We gotcha.
You can't have it both ways, sir.
You broke him. You broke Sonny Clark.
I mean, you say rookie quarterbacks suck. They should never start in their first year. The Browns should have at least started him day one because he's a rookie.
And let me tell you something, Podfather. This confirms everything I say when it comes to Sonny Clark and sometimes the guy next to me in the block. When it comes to their guys, that's when it's like, boy, they are striding in their opinions until it comes to their guys. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to forget all of this blustering that they've done and all of these takes and opinions they've given because their guy is the exception. That's how they like to do it.
Okay. Well, I need your help. I got to get going here soon, but I need your help, Bryce from Brooklyn.
Okay.
I have not picked the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. So I don't need, go ahead, Sonny, do it because you do it well. What do I need, Sonny?
I don't know. What do you need?
Oh,
not one, not two,
not one.
Three.
I was trying to go.
I wanted you to do it, but it's time for the not one, not two, but the 3 keys today of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not only that, here it is, beated the hated Baltimore
Baltimoronic
Ratbirds. Yes. So let's do it. Let's hear the top 3. Bryce in Brooklyn. You got
First of all, Obi should be on my side all day, every day today for this game. If he can hate me any other game, he should be on my side for this game. He should love this nickname.
I am a Steelers fan today.
The 3 keys
Today, I'm a
to
Steelers
beating
fan.
the hated Baltimoreanic Ratbirds, because there is nothing else. This is it. This could be it. This could finally be it for Mike Tomlin. Like this game may affect the trajectory of whether Mike Tomlin is here next year or not. And it's only fitting to have the game be against the Baltimoreanic Ratbirds, the hated rival, probably the most hated rival outside of Obi's Cleveland Clowns that the Pittsburgh Steelers have. Let's get
just fun hating the Baltimore Ravens, isn't it?
Yes. Let me get these 3 keys. Number 1, you gotta stop Derrick Henry by any means necessary. When you have a disgusting, disgraceful display of football like the Pittsburgh Steelers had last week,
especially against
you might lose the game. You better make Lamar throw for 400 yards. I want 11 in the box, run blitz every gap. I don't care. Make them throw the football and live with the results.
Mm-hmm.
Put Joey's. You finally have done what I said. Joey Porter Jr. is our number 1 corner. Okay. Stress this secondary. Tell them to cover someone. If Lamar beats me 400 yards and puts an end to our season, you know what? Hey, Lamar Jackson just was Lamar Jackson. But what cannot happen is Lamar and Derrick Henry running all over the place. Get some pride and stop the run. Number 2, play to win on offense. You cannot over-index on we got to possess the ball. We can't turn it over. It's not going to work. You got to get your best players on the field. You've picked up Adam Thielen. He's a piece of the receiving room. He ain't no superstar. You picked up MVS. He played with Aaron Rodgers. They're both going to be activated today. You've got some speed in Roman Wilson, the Michigan guy. Obi's not going to want to hear that. But you got DK Metcalf. Get some more formations. Add some more variety to the offense. Make some adjustments. Play to score and get the lead, not just to preserve the time of possession. You got to play. You got to make this team play from behind and get out of their run game. Next, you got to win the turnover battle. That's number 1. This is imperative. You can't give it up. You got to force Lamar into mistakes. You got to find a way. Here's my thing with Lamar. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to, as great as he is, Lamar Jackson has a tendency to play too fast.
Oh, yeah.
When I watch his turnovers, I see a guy who the game may have slowed down, but sometimes he's still playing too fast. And so when you see doing this and turning the ball over because it leaves you're just not playing. You're not playing under control. And if you can get him to not play under control and make some mistakes, you don't turn it over. Those 3 keys are going to give you a chance to win. You beat this team today, you are in the driver's seat for the North. You severely hamper their ability to make the playoffs. The Ravens have a schedule that is not as easy as people make it out to be down the stretch. So this is the chance. This is the time. I did it last week and lost. I have nothing left. I wore the hoodie because I'm pushing my chips in again. And I'm going to say Mike Tomlin walks into M&T and gets that win and keeps the Steelers season alive because there's nothing else left.
What?
You lose this and it's over. Will Mike Tomlin rise to the occasion where everyone's saying this team is cooked, it's done? This is the time to show your greatness.
So the question is, what if they do lose this football game? Obviously, we think that they're done, but there's still that looming question about that head coaching. I agree that they probably won't fire him. So I'll put that and I'll agree with it. But will Mike Tomlin have the testicular fortitude to say, you know what? You're right. I just can't get the job done here. Now, granted, again, one toe out of that building, the phone rings. Okay. All right. So we're not in any argument about how good of a coach he is and will he get a job and will he be working next year? Unless he decides to take the year off, he will be working somewhere next year if that decision is made. That having been said, do you think Mike Tomlin has that in him to say, I'm just not getting the job done? Because the Rooneys are going to say, you're going to be the one to make the decision. Good, better, and different, by the way, for that decision.
I will say this, and then I want to turn it over because I can't wait to hear what the panelists think of this game. It will not be a firing, but if this season turns out the way it's looking and they can't turn it around, I believe there will be a mutual parting of the ways. And I think Mike Tomlin, they will sit down and seriously have a conversation, because it could be, Mike, you're too involved in the defense. We need to upgrade the offense. We're going to choose and help you choose coordinators and coaches. We're going to adjust the way we go about this. And he might say, like Noel did, it's too much. I need to go. We need to part ways. And he'll go coach somewhere else like Andy Reid did.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. But
Andy Reid took 2 years to get to Kansas City, though.
I think it'll be mutual, though.
Yep.
I think it could be mutual, but there's plenty of season left, and we'll see.
Podfather, what's your take up on the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers today? I've been actually, I don't know why, but this game I wanted to hear from the Podfather. Maybe it's because of Bryce, but I wanted to hear what his actual opinion of this is going forward. What do you think about Baltimore and Pittsburgh today?
Podfather was right last week, so I got to give it to him. So I'm not even going to say chair shot, because he was right.
Well, I mean, at the end of the game last week, they were asking Tomlin what he think about the crowd saying, fire Tomlin, and he's like, they're not wrong. I mean, in a matter of speaking, they're saying, yeah, I don't blame them for their frustration, because we're all frustrated.
Yeah.
So he gets where the crowd is. He also gets where the team is, and it's a very frustrating bunch. I mean, you can't even blame Aaron Rodgers for it, because he's out there trying to do his best on one hand. So, but the thing is that, yeah, has he been able to take a new quarterback and make him into the kind of quarterback he would want? It hasn't really worked out. No, he was lucky to inherit Ben Roethlisberger, but he did a lot with Ben, though. I mean, it isn't like that he came in and changed Ben's game up on him, So, look, I got the Ravens in this one only because the Ravens need this win. They need this win for playoff hopes more than anything else. And, the Ravens are kind of where the Cowboys were, like, we're in a must-win situation no matter what, and they have to win because it's a divisional game. I still think it's the Steelers this year, and I don't think he'll be fired. I don't think they'll part ways. I think they will dress this thing up as best they can, make a lot of offseason moves to make him comfortable staying. Because again, you're right. The phone might ring for him. He may not want to go nowhere. He may want to take 5 years off. Go be a sports analyst for a little bit. I don't think he has personality for it, but just walk away and just take a breather. Maybe time away from the game will help him out. Maybe go do something in the college ranks. Let him work on developing players from a younger age like that, so he can build that credibility back up for the NFL if he wants to go back again. Again, how long has he been coached for the Steelers?
19 years.
Yeah,
18 years. Yep.
How many coaches last that long for one team?
Not many.
Not many these days. I mean, I go back as far as with Tom Landry for 29 years. But those days are long gone. I mean, the Steelers are the one team that I give them 100% credit for this. They don't just get upset with their coach and fire him. They ride this thing out. They try to patch things up as best they can until they can't do it no more. Or unless you're Bill Carey, you decide to walk away and go do something else. So, I got the Ravens in this one, but I don't think this is going to be a make or break thing for Tomlin, though, because he's had too many make or break games that has not really broken him at all. So I think the Ravens win.
All right. Obi, sounds like you got to get going. What's your take real quick before you get on out of here?
Two desperate teams in must-win situations, as Podfather says, to keep their playoff hopes alive. Two teams that hate each other. Two teams who like to control the ball on the ground, and that which dictates their play action.
We need music for this.
This like I said, I have not made a pick. I'm definitely if I had something yellow and black, I'd probably be wearing it today. But I own nothing yellow and black. But I'm a Pittsburgh
You should send us something there, right? Yeah.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan today, and only today, or whenever they play the Ravens. Man, so much of me wants to pick. I think Baltimore is the more desperate team.
Do it.
But something tells me there's something. There's a stat that I'm looking at right now. Pittsburgh is 4-3. I'm sorry. Pittsburgh is 2-3 on the road. Baltimore. Here's the telling stat. Baltimore is 3-4 at home. It's going to come down to, I feel like this game is going to come down to a possession in the fourth quarter. And what's going to happen is Lamar Jackson is going to choke it away, turn over the ball, game over. Steelers win by 3.
There it is.
There it is.
I want you to clip that. I want you to clip that part, Sonny. Clip that part and use it.
But here's one thing. This is a stat that I couldn't believe when I read it because I thought someone was wrong. Okay. The Baltimore Ravens last 2 years in December are 8-1.
Oof. But here's
now,
the telling
you would have told me that, I would have said there's no way they're 8-1 because the years before that they were piss poor at best in December, and that's where they lost their season. Now, is this the season that we see Lamar Jackson step up and be the guy that everybody expected him to win the Super Bowl or maybe get to the Super Bowl and do what he does best? I don't think it's this year, obviously. Look at how they started the season. But today, that performance last week by the Blitzburg Peelers, what the hell was that last week? And that's the problem. The team has given up on Mike Tomlin. That is what has happened. The team has given up on Mike Tomlin. They're not going to play for him. And that's a sad state of affairs coming from the football team that is the tradition legacy of players being on the side of the coach. They are done with him. They're bored with him. They don't think he can get they don't dislike him. They just don't think he can get the job done. Last week that showed. Bryce, last week it was pathetic. It was obvious. You could see the team gave up. And that's what you should be embarrassed about in reality. So I'm all over the Baltimore Ravens today. I'm not saying I thought they would be the team to beat coming back, but that they've kind of not showed up very well lately. Just got word from Cuervo. He is not going to be on the show. He's on a getaway with the wife. So I just got the message. But I'm all over Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I think I'm not saying this is going to be their year. If they make the playoffs, I still think they drop it in the first round. But right now, who's the better football team? That's what you look at. Forget records, throw them out the window. Who's the better football team? It's not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've proven it for the last 3 to 4 weeks on the football field. I'm on
the problem with you. Go ahead, Obi.
I got to get going, and I'll be listening to you because I got to do some stuff. But I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I do want to say, and I'm saddened that Cuervo is not going to be on the show today because I had something to say about his Chicago Bears.
Oh man, he's going to admit something. This is going to hurt. I'm going to tell
Here's
you.
what I'm going to say.
This is getting checked for colonoscopy.
With all of the injuries going on, today is the day. Tonight, this afternoon's highlight game of the week.
Oof.
The Chicago Bears are going to go in and exercise the demons at Lambeau Field, and they're going to beat the Packers today. Cuervo would have been smiling ear to ear for hearing me say that. Gotta go, gentlemen. The Browns will win today. They better win. Or
They should win.
They better.
Talk to you later, gentlemen. It was a great time today.
Oh, great time. Good
Bryce,
time.
Brooklyn.
Lots
go
of fun.
Steelers.
Go Steelers.
So that being said,
Honey, I've got to get out of here at 11:30.
Okay.
I just wanted to say 2 games of the week.
Okay.
I got Cuervo's Bears going in. I agree with Obi. And going into Lambeau and getting it done. This is a 5-star matchup. I know Cuervo, he might be on vacation. He might be on a getaway, but he's in full Bears gear. He's going to be in front of a TV. He probably is salivating to get to 425. So I got him. And then Podfather, another 5-star matchup. The Colts go into the Tom McManus land and play Sonny Clark's Jaguars. And Podfather, I got the Jaguars coming out of this game with a win.
Yeah, it's funny. Earlier in the week, I picked the Jaguars, and I kind of flipped back to the Colts, but I might flip back to the Jaguars. I haven't quite made my decision up on that one yet.
I think it's going to come down to the quarterbacks, and if you start heating Daniel Jones up, that's what you got to do. There's a clear path to victory.
No question.
For the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No question.
You do everything you can to stop Taylor. You make Jones throw for 400 yards.
And that comes from the defensive line. That's where it has to start. The key to this, and I only have one key if you're going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars today. There's only one key of winning. Actually, you can make it 2. Trevor's got to have a good game.
Not one, but 2. Yeah.
But not one. But yeah. But Trevor's got to play well. So let's assume he plays well. The biggest issue is the defensive line has to stop Jonathan Taylor. Okay. You sell out because you know who Daniel Jones is if he's under pressure. And that being said, that's the Daniel Jones from New York. We haven't seen very much of him this year. Okay. So you got to make it that way. So if your Jaguars are going to win this football game, they got to do it on the defensive line. They have to upset it, because if you do it on the defensive line, you can stop Taylor from running, and you can put Trevor Lawrence in a little pressure. That having been said, I don't care if this game's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville never really has a home field advantage, although I heard they are at 85% capacity in that football field, which by the way is impressive for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They don't sell out football games. They don't do that. But the Jaguars, this just as much as this is the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, this game actually is the season for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because if they don't win this game at home, they got to try to do it again on the road in Indianapolis. And I trust Indianapolis's home field advantage before I trust the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if they sweep out the Jacksonville Jaguars, there's not a snowball chance in hell. That's what we got here today. Because if they lose, like I think they will, by the way, I am on the Indianapolis Colts. It will be about what they do for the rest of the season with this weak-ass schedule that's coming up to them. They only got 2 games. They only got 2 games that are they got the Denver no, I forget who. They got the Colts again. They got another football team. I forget the schedule, but there's 2 more games that they have got to show up. And this one right here, if they win this football game, Bryce, are you ready? I will fall in love with my Jacksonville Jaguars because they would be doing what I've asked them to do, not just this year, but for the years before. Prove it to me. And they have proven they can win the close game. They've proven they can blow out the Chargers in LA, and win games that they should. You look at the schedule and go, oh, yeah, that's the game we should win. They've been doing that. So it's crunch time. It's December. Your December schedule is weak-ass trash coming at you except for 2 games. Starts this week. And then it ends with the Colts again. And then that other team, I forget who it is. Those are the games. So they can lose this game, by the way, and I could still like the Jaguars' chances. It's how they're going to lose it. We talk about that all the time. How do you win and how do you lose? What did they do last week? They went up and tore up the Titans like they were supposed to if they're a good football team, right? Win those close games if you're a good football team. That's what I wanted to be proven. They've proven it to me. They've lost a couple games I didn't like the fact that they lost, but coming back and winning those close games that they always lost, they're proven. I am on board with the Jacksonville Jaguars at about 80%. They win this game today, I will be on board with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think they'll go very far in the playoffs, but for a first-year head coach, for this football team, that tradition, that legacy for the last 6 years, it's an incredible job. By, I hate to admit it, but it's an incredible job by the head coach. It's
Duval.
Maybe it worked. Maybe that reverse psychology. Maybe it worked.
Admit that though.
What it may work. Oh, I don't want to admit it. I don't want to admit it because
Because that means you're wrong, right?
Yeah,
I was wrong.
I'll have to admit I have to admit it now. I was wrong now, not this game, but where they are. The Jacksonville Jaguars are normally a 5 wins max now, based upon the games that they played and how and way they won football games. And we would be writing them off in December like we always do. But for as far as making the playoffs and doing what they do, this is the time to push. This is the time when teams are, listen, you can have a great portion of the season. November, they did very well, but December is what it's all about. For any football team, never mind Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if they have it today. The running game, I don't know if they can stop it. Although they've stopping the run halfway decent through the air, but Jonathan Taylor is a different monster, and if he gets going, forget about it. It's done. I just don't think they have it. But you got the Jaguars, Bryce, right?
I got the Jags. Sonny Clark Tom McManus must listen to Sonny every week and go crazy because Sonny gives his team no grace whatsoever. In this 5-star matchup at home against Daniel Jones, he's got the Colts coming out with the victory.
Keeping it real.
Wow. Sonny, listen, Sonny is not a homer. Sonny's a lot of things, Podfather.
I love my Jaguars. I want them to win. But I'm a realist. I know this. I've been watching this team since the inception. Okay, all right. Outside the first 2 years and one maybe 2 years after, this team is legacy. Just garbage.
You need to win. This is the time for Jacksonville. 1 o'clock.
Absolutely.
You're at home. This is for the division lead. 8-4. This is the
playoffs. Don't talk
about you got to show up for your fans.
Absolutely. 85% full in that stadium. Listen, they don't do that there. Yeah. They don't do that there. Okay. Because why? Because even the fans in that town don't believe in them. It's not like Pittsburgh. They fill up that stadium 95, 98% full every time they're at home. The Jaguars aren't that way. They're normally around 70 at best filling up that stadium. Today at 85%, they are teasing the fans that they're good And they better prove it, because guess what? The next home game, it won't be filled at 85% if they lose to the Colts. I'm telling you, that's what and unfortunately, the better football team is the Colts. You look at it on paper, the better football team is the Colts. It's whether or not that the Jaguars can get over the hump at home in order to get that done.
So I got to get out of here 11:30, but Podfather.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to just get your take.
Okay.
He's been great, but now you saw the other side of your boy, number 3. How do you think it goes for the rest of the season?
Look, the thing is that what they need to do and what they're going to do, it might be 2 different things here.
Good point. Very good point.
Look, here's the thing. People can have a bad game. All right? I mean, CeeDee Lamb had a bad game a few weeks ago, came back the next week and lit it up against the Chiefs. Okay? So people can have a bad game. If he does this on a 3 to 4 game basis, if he just quits by the end of this year, then number 3 is going to be where he was at the end of last year. Looking for somewhere else to go.
Good point.
Look, for the Cowboys, they got plenty of draft choice. They got plenty of draft picks in the first round already. They need to try. They need to try to win out if they're going to win. If they're going to go to the playoffs, because the only way to get in the playoffs now, they got to win the East, and they got to hope that the Eagles lose 1 or 2 or 3 or all their games. And Eagles can do that because the Eagles have a confidence problem. I mean, we saw that a couple of years ago. But I don't think it's going to happen. They have a 9% chance, which is not much, not anything really. So I think they need to finish strong this year. I mean, they have so many positive things to build on for next year. They need to keep building on that and just say, hey, look, this year our new head coach has built a culture. We're all digging into it. That's good. Let's take this and take the good parts of this year and go to next year and build upon that. Whether or not they get rid of their defensive coordinator, whether or not they change some things on defense, whether or not Trayvon Diggs stays on this team or not, I have no idea. But they need to make those kind of changes in the offseason. They can't do it now; it's too late. But they got to at least play the string, play hard, because they got 4 games they can actually win. They can beat the Giants, they can beat the Commanders, they can beat the Chargers, and they can beat the Vikings.
Yes.
So
the Charger game being the biggest one.
Right.
Possibly, but then again, who are the Chargers?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they got to beat that team.
Probably like you said, the hardest team on their schedule, and that's not saying much. But the Chargers do owe them an ass whooping from a couple of years ago.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, as far as number 3 is concerned, look, I know there's a lot of noise out there right now, and that's all it is right now. It's noise, because he stood out as much as CeeDee Lamb stood out a couple weeks ago against the Eagles. And what happened there?
Good.
So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. I mean, again, if Jerry knows what's best for this team, he knows CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are the 1-2 combination that Dak Prescott needs to be successful in this league.
100%.
But he's got to be able to open it up and pay the man he's what, $28 to $30 million now that they're talking about.
That's what they're talking.
So, I mean, you can make that work. I mean, you have a quarterback who's willing to defer some money to bring in the players to help him get to where he wants to get to before he has to hang this thing up. Because not only is Jerry's time right now, so is Dak Prescott's.
Absolutely, he's getting older. For what, 14 years? How many years in the league?
Even to 10 years now.
10 years. Going to be 11 next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it's funny because if you play Madden 2025 right now or 26, when he steps on the field, they already have it logged in to where the announcers on the game say he's been in this league for 10 years. Wow.
Unbelievable.
I know. So
one more thing before you out, Bryce. What do you think about that?
We'll see. Not
nice
a difference
little pickup,
maker, but another addition to the room. a guy who can run routes, a guy who's been successful in the league. You add him to the mix. You see if he can create some space and get open. Can he add to that room? I guess we'll see. At this point, you got to try what you got to try. So, I mean, you're not getting a game breaker, but hopefully you're getting a guy that can get you 3 to 4 catches a game, maybe get downfield a little bit, run good routes, block.
Down.
You know, I think what may happen is you're going to see Jonnu Smith inactive. He just hasn't brought anything, and they got to get Pat Frymuth more involved in the offense. But we'll see. Podfather, I agree with you on the Cowboys. I mean, all jokes aside, that's why I wanted to hear what you had to say. That's a great analysis, but I got to go, guys.
You betcha. Good to see Bryson in Brooklyn, not from Brooklyn, but in
He's
Brooklyn.
on the line. Let's get it.
Yep. Best time here having him along. And now it is that time. We should go ahead and do the break, get that out of the way. And then when we come back, we can talk the games. We got plenty of time still to even talk those games. So we're in good shape as far as that is concerned. So we'll do that. We'll take a quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. And that being said, we'll be back.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer field. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett. Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe.
Recently, And for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
Have hail damage to your vehicle and you're in the DFW area? Then First Choice Auto Hail is the first choice and right choice for you. First Choice Auto Hail Repair wants to protect your vehicle's value and investment by repairing hail damage. We even cover deductibles up to $1,000 per vehicle and can help you have your vehicle repaired for zero out-of-pocket costs. Give us a call at 469-288-2639. That's 469-288-2639. First Choice Auto Hail Repair, a name you can trust. Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company. All right, we are back here on the Couch Potato Sports Show as we got the Podfather on air. Good to see him as usual on a Sunday morning. And that being said, your other Mike, what's his last name? His show. I caught. Yeah, I caught a little bits. You know, he's doing some things. Talk a little bit because you're kind of stepping away just for a moment. You'll be back and going, but talk a little bit about what Mike is doing.
Mike found himself onto another podcast that they do stuff on Thursday for him. I think they do a thing every day. I guess I'm not sure how they do their show, but he goes on there on Thursday. He's a grizzled vet, obviously. He's their historian. And he goes and talks about, wrestling history the way he does it, and it's an outlet for him. Obviously, with Offshoots TV shutting down for a little bit, and kind of, regrouping a little bit. And I mean, obviously, to run a podcast, it's free for people to watch. It's cost me money to do it, as you know from doing this show. But you get sponsors, you cover that. So
it's not the cheapest
sponsor. So. But while he's doing that, he still. I mean, our group is still together as far as we still communicate with each other. All 4 of us, 5 of us, if you include Tommy. But we'll probably get up and going here, probably around WrestleMania or so, depending, or maybe in the next year by the time the Rumble kicks up. Depends how we're all feeling. The other problem I'm running into with that is the fact that I work Monday through Thursday now. Before I had Wednesday and I had Thursdays to record. So to get people to come on and do a show on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, especially when 2 of the guys are wrestlers and they're traveling and they don't have time to do a podcast, it's kind of hard with just me and Mike doing it all the time because, again, we're not that close to the action and maybe our expert opinion isn't really all that needed. So It's a wait and see right now. I will say this though, I've been doing my movie review thing as of late,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a couple Christmas movies I want to throw at you real quickly. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
I hate them, but okay.
Okay. Well, one is called Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Saw that a couple days ago.
What was it called again?
Four Christmases.
Okay.
Wasn't bad. It was pretty good. And one that I had no idea what it was going to be, and I ended up loving it, was called The Fat Man with Mel Gibson.
Haven't heard of it. Okay.
Yeah, he plays Santa, and it's
Mel Gibson plays Santa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Walton Goggins is an assassin since the North Pole to take out Santa Claus. It's rated R. Plenty of violence. It's good. I mean, it's like Santa Claus meets Lethal Weapon is what it is.
That question, Goggins, he was the one that was on the Shield, right? Yeah, didn't he?
Maybe I never saw the show, but he's on the Righteous Gemstones, and he was in Major League 3, the minor league one.
I didn't see that one because I was afraid. I know you liked it, but I'm just afraid.
Yeah.
But what's his first name?
Walton.
Yes, that's the guy that was on the Shield. And I loved him on the Shield playing the kind of the nerdy cop, and everybody else was cool. And he did very well in that, by the way.
I mean, he's good in just about anything he does.
By the way, if you haven't watched the Shield,
no, I've never seen it.
That's one that you might want to invest a little time in. I don't push shows, but I think you would enjoy.
I've been told I would enjoy it. The thing is, I'm going through movies right now, and to get tied down with series, there's not enough time in the role for both.
5 seasons.
5 seasons. By the way, I checked out the new Netflix movie that came out with George Clooney and Adam Sandler, called Jake Kelly.
Have not seen it.
It's pretty good. It basically is. It's a look at George Clooney's life or his career. Is what it kind of resembles like his career on the train type thing. But it wasn't bad. What was the one I saw that? Oh, I finally sat down and watched the movie Diner. I've never seen Diner.
So what did you think of it?
If I had saw this 40 years ago, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
There you go.
I mean, I was kind of waiting for Dan, and it's like, it has an all-star cast of Mickey Rourke, Steve Guttenberg, Paul Reiser, Michael Madsen. I mean, Ellen Barkin, I think's in it. So it has a really good cast, and I mean, I'm not saying the story wasn't very good. I'm just saying that like I've seen Porky's, right?
Yes.
And obviously, 2 different movies. I can see Porky's again and still laugh. I don't think I can go back and watch Diner and find the laugh.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point on whether or not a movie is good, whether or not you're gonna go and you can sit and watch it again. The qualities of the movie that will make you watch it over and over and over. You took it, like Shawshank Redemption. The whole thing was good. Everything about it was good. But usually movies like this, it's got to be 1 or 2 things that can bring you back, and laughing is another one.
The one thing about Shawshank Redemption that was funny was that when back in August, when I got locked away for a couple days for traffic violations, yay me. I remember my son called me the day I got let out, and he's like, "So I heard you were in jail." And I'm like, "Yeah, I tried to get together and put together a football team to go against the guards." And he thought that was funny. And then out of nowhere, he said, "I remember my son he's 14 at the time. He says, 'Did you have a Rita Hayworth poster to hide behind so you can try to escape?'" I'm like, "Wow!" In fact,
there you go. The impression, right? Absolutely, the
That's
impression
awesome.
of that is awesome. By the way,
sit down.
Well, I got a new TV because the one I had kind of died, and I do everything on my TV, not a monitor. So But this TV I got is by Vizio, and they have these free movies. If you can put up with a minute and a half of commercials instead of 5 minutes, I've been watching a lot of free stuff, and I caught myself. I watched for the first time since it came out, because when I saw it, I just laughed my ass off through the whole thing. Was Bulletproof with Adam Sandler,
Damon Wayans,
and yes. Now, when it came out, I laughed my ass off. I just watched it again. I still laughed, but I picked up on the things that weren't all that great. So I picked up on it, but am I upset I watched it again? No, I still liked it. I still liked what they did and everything. And I liked the ending of it as well. So,
Damon Wayans really pissed me off because him and Clayton Crawford had the reboot of Lethal Weapon on Fox a while back, right?
I heard about it. Yep.
And it was the first season was so good. And then the second year, from what I understand from Clayton Crawford, Damon Wayans did not even want to be on the show.
That's what I heard.
That he thought this was going to be a pilot to do something else. He's going to have to do this to do something else, but he wanted to get off this show as quickly as possible. Then he ended up getting Clayton Crawford fired. So I lost a lot of respect for Damon Wayans. Not that I had a whole lot to begin with, but I mean, I lost a lot more respect for him than I had. I thought he was great as Murtaugh. I mean, he wasn't Danny Glover, but he was definitely gave it his own flair to it. Yep. I mean, Clayton Crawford's not Mel Gibson, but he gave it his own flair to it, And exactly. I thought those two were great together. But then to find out that when they were filming season 2, they were never in the same picture together. They had to film it all separately. That tells you the diva aspect that is Damon Wayans, and I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with that.
And that comes from the success that he had. He felt like he was, a little bit. I understand the success of In Living Color. Fed into that, and the success they had after it went off air.
Well,
I think they got their own movie company as well.
He had his own. He had his own hits and misses. I mean, he had a good hit with Bruce Willis in The Last Boy Scout.
Yes, that was actually that was one of the best last movies of Bruce, by the way.
I wouldn't say the last one because I mean he made a few good Die Hards after that, and then Sixth Sense and a few other things that he did after that. So
was that after that? I thought that was before that.
Yeah, Long and Short was in 91. Sixth Sense was like in 99. So I mean the whole 9 yards was great. Armageddon was great. I mean, there's a lot of things that he did after. Now, what he did here in the last 15 years, kind of suspect. But then, of course, he was also starting to kind of fade. So
Yes. By the way, if I'm not sure which streaming it's on. I think it's on Hulu. About where he's at with his current wife and what he's about, how he's doing it. It's actually sad.
It really is.
To see that kind of guy where he's at. So, but he's kind of a mess. He's messed up. He still remembers things, but his communication is hardly there. Just can't really.
But you know what though? I'm going to give Demi Moore a lot of credit here. I mean, for her not being, with him, she's sticking with him as far as just
she loved it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I mean, I saw her latest movie that's out called The Substance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that it's an action thriller type horror type thing, and it's really good. 62 years old and still holds up pretty well.
Hey, and she's in Landman. If you're watching Landman, she's in the second season.
She's in the first season.
And she's, how old is she? 60?
62.
Yeah,
dude,
that's good enough for me.
In the movie The Substance, Dennis Quaid plays her boss.
Yes.
And if they're ever going to do a documentary or like a biopic of Vince McMahon, hire Dennis Quaid to play Vince McMahon because he played him almost to a T. Between him and Michael Keaton and Dumbo, they played Vince McMahon to a T.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's fucking spot on. It's some kind. With the exception of the fact that the movie's The Substance, you got Dennis Quaid eating food with his fingers, and Vince will cut up a candy bar. So it's a little different. But I was like, well,
I've been this month I've been, when I do have some free time and when I'm sleeping, I fall asleep to a WrestleMania because it's going to go away off of Peacock here real soon. So I've been kind of blasting that.
Are they moving their library to ESPN?
Oh, I don't know if they are. I have no clue.
Or is it
I'm not sure. Is it if it's just the PLEs or I don't know what they're doing. But if they keep it, I'll keep watching it. But my understanding was supposed to go away in January off of Peacock. But if they figured out how to keep it on there and watch, because that's pretty much all I watch anyway now. Because I'm not going to give ESPN any more of my money. Even though it's like only $6 more a month, I'm just not going to do it. I've decided I'm not going to do it.
Well, the one thing I did is that I have that Hulu ESPN package because the one of the shows I go to sleep to, believe it or not, is MASH.
Oh yeah, that can fall.
And I got without the commercials because I got tired of hearing the commercials in between the episodes. So I hear the entire MASH show, all 20 some odd minutes of it straight through. That's still a great show. So I mean,
it's still a good show. I can watch that,
and it still resonates today.
But I could.
It still resonates today as far as people who it's almost the anti-war people, but like why are we going to war without an actual explanation type stuff? It's kind of. I mean, and having your typical bad guys like your
Frank Burns.
Frank Burns, who is a competent doctor, but yet they have to put up with him type thing, and then your Winchesters who are higher than.
I think Winchester. I think his character. I don't think they gave him enough credit. I thought he did really good based upon what he was supposed to be about.
The funny thing is that you substitute Trapper John with BJ. That was
a good move.
Yeah, you substituted Henry Blake for Sherman.
Good move.
Good stuff. And then you substituted Frank Burns for Winchester. Obviously, whatever move they made worked.
It did. Every one of them.
I mean, the only person they didn't really replace was Spirit Chucker.
Yep. And that being said, at the time, it was the finale was the most watched finale up until that point, and many years after,
honestly, it's still a hard watch for me.
Yeah, the last episode was not great.
Especially when you're watching them go through all that stuff, then they have to say the goodbyes. You're like, damn it sucks. But
yes.
War's end, so that's just. I mean, it made sense. It was a perfect ending for what they were going to do. They kind of rushed a lot of things there towards the end, but then you kind of do that with a lot of finales. So but I mean, I'm a big fan of the TV show Cheers, and I thought their finale
was I watch it to this day. I fall asleep to that a lot.
I watch it, but I watch it with constraints. I don't watch this. I don't watch the Shelley Long Years. I can't stand her.
Oh, I think those were done well for who she was. But Kirstie Alley, that was those. Not only that was in the day and age when she was hot.
Well,
not just good looking. That broad was hot.
Well, I mean, she was on cocaine like a motherfucker back in the day too. So I mean, she was burning that shit off constantly.
Yeah. So.
And the thing is, you can kind of tell when she got off because getting off it, trying to get pregnant and everything else at that time, she put on the weight and it kind of showed a little bit, and they had to kind of press around it a little bit.
And that was they won't admit it, but that was one of the big reasons why she passed away. They just won't. They just think it. They went natural causes, but what it really kind of killed her in the years before was that cocaine use.
It's almost like Carrie Fisher, like the fact that she died of a drug overdose, and but you think, well, damn, she's up there in age, she's 70-something years old. I mean, she's gonna go, but yeah, she did a lot of damage to herself as far as back. I mean, she partied till her dying day. So good for her. I mean, that's what she was.
And we still have Keith Richards alive, which is amazing.
Right. But the funny thing about her was that her mom, Debbie Reynolds, didn't even last 24 hours.
Yep. I
mean, once Carrie went, she went with her.
Yep. Weird.
Like, I mean, she's gonna torment her. She's gonna torment her till her die, not until her dying day, but
like it looks like she
afterwards.
just grabbed her up and said, "You're coming with me."
Which, by the way, that's another movie I need to get on board and start watching. Postcards from the Edge, which is basically the biopic of Carrie Fisher.
I'm telling you right now, it's a very good picture. Try to forget when it was made, so you can kind of. But outside of that, that was a very good picture. A lot of good star in that movie as well.
Yeah.
It's sort of what's the one that that I get made fun of that I freaking love. It's the one with Sally Field, and the daughter has cancer. Oh, geez, it's just I can't remember. But Sally Field, every time that woman cries, I cry. It's just like it's sad. It's just like, oh my God, she's crying again. Don't do it. Don't do it. She's the only one that I've actually cried to in a movie is Sally Field. I believe her. God, I can't remember the name. Oh,
that's one that she won the Oscar for, right?
I think she did. God, I cannot. I'm not going to be able to pull it, but it's a great movie. I love it. It's along the Fried Green Tomatoes, but it wasn't that one. It was the other one. Just it.
Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias. Yes,
that.
that's what it is. Steel Magnolias is great. It's a great story movie. You got to keep with the story, and you gotta vest yourself in the story.
You know, it's one of the first Julia Roberts movies, right? And the fact
one
that
of the first. And
the fact that she dies like at the very end of cancer and everything else, you're going, well, that's I've never seen Julia Roberts die on screen before. It's kind of cool, but
Yeah, which by the way, one of my favorite movies is got Julia Roberts, and it's My Best Friend's Wedding. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. And not only that, she had that curly hair that just made her so hot.
Dude,
she's gorgeous.
There are Hollywood actors that have gotten hotter with age.
There is the Bill Cerny. He's the color commentator when we did our God. I'm so depressed. I was thinking about that the other day, how I missed doing play-by-play with this guy and also Butch Wesson. By the way, what time are we meeting up? What time's the game over? Is the afternoon game there? Here, since he's on there, I don't know how long he'll stay. The Arizona Cardinals are in action against the Rams. What are the chances against the Rams do the Arizona Cardinals have today? You want to talk about a team that needs to get a little redemption? That is the Rams. And the Arizona Cardinals are the Arizona Cardinals. What's your take up on it real quick there, Podfather? Since he is at getting ready to go to a tailgate party out there in Glendale.
Well, I mean, your boy Brissett, who hasn't won a game, he's only won one game, I guess, but he's still your guy. I can't hear you. You're muted out.
I'm not saying he's my boy. I'm just saying he's better than Kyler Murray. That's it.
Sir, look out that window.
Huh?
Everybody's better than Kyler Murray, okay?
And also the fact they put him on IR for the rest of the season tells you what they're exactly doing is making sure he doesn't get hurt before they get rid of him. So or make his injury worse.
Listen. Rams are going to take this one. They need it. The Rams need to win all their games right now.
Absolutely.
That's where they're at right now. They need to win all their games because the Seahawks are going to win all their games. The Niners are going to win all their games. It's getting down to the Final Four. The Final Four. It's hard to believe we've got 4 more games left this season.
I know. Isn't it nuts?
It just kind of flew by. It sucks. But yeah.
But you're right. The Rams are in the situation. Man, at one point I thought maybe the Rams could be the one running in the NFC to maybe go, and make a play for the NFC Championship game along with a couple other teams. I don't believe in Seattle enough to think that. The 49ers, they're hard out every single time they hit the field. So, and then you got the Eagles, so there's lots of stuff. And the Cardinals are they're the best 3-9 team ever. Hey, listen, I just like Jacoby Brissett because he's just better than Kyler Murray. And I was talking to Bill the other day, and we were going to meet up and after the game. And he said something about them in the third. They're the here. I'm going to find it because it was so funny.
I see it right here. They're the best 3-9 team.
Yep, excuse me, but he said it in a different way. Here it is. All right, let me just scroll back up and say. Yeah, here it is. He asked me if I had dinner plans and I had to work, and we were talking, and he was going to the Cardinal game, and he says, "Got to go see the 2034 playoff-bound Arizona Cardinals." Oh, I love it. So, ever the critic of the Arizona Cardinals, that being the one fine sideline guy, or not side, but color commentator, and oh God, I miss doing that. I just, God, anyway. But that being said, by the way, Bill, what time are we meeting? And where are we meeting? Let me know as soon as possible, because I think I'm an hour from anywhere unless you move closer to Mesa. So I need to know in plenty of time so I can get there if it's appropriate. If you got family and stuff, I get it, and his family, and then we'll just hook up some other time when you get down here if it just doesn't work out and if it's not appropriate. So I just want to let you know. But let me know if it is, and let me know ahead of the time so I can head my way that way. That having been said, I obviously am not picking the Arizona Cardinals today. The Rams are just a better football team, and but this is the kind of game, though, as far as the Rams are concerned for the rest of the season. It starts with this game and how you win or lose this game. If they lose, it's not going to be great, but how you win. Are you able to put the Arizona Cardinals away to prove that, yes, we're better than, less superior teams? That's what they got to do. It's a statement game. That was going. So, all right, very good. Oh, yes, but yes. By the way, just in case you didn't get it, yes, Barro's Pizza. Yes. Love it. Oh, I am so looking. I love me some Barro's Pizza. It's just my favorite. And I was thinking about going to get one before he made contact with me. So I was like, okay, we'll go do that, and then I'll do the Barro's tomorrow.
Hey, by the way, did you do a show on Friday?
No, I've got a new work schedule, which takes that away. I'm a Monday through Friday guy, so now they're kind of slowly moving me up. I got one more hurdle to get over to get the job I want, so we'll see if that happens sooner rather than later. I hope it's sooner.
You're good at asking, so keep going.
Yeah, so I got to keep going. Hey, sometimes hey, when you go without a job for 2.5 months and you're a guy like me, I was going stir crazy. It was the worst 2.5 months of my life, because I don't like someone having to dictate whether or not I have a job or not. It just bothers me. So
hey, this is why in 4 years, when Cooper graduates high school, I'm hitting the road. I'll be my own boss out there on the road, just doing my own thing.
There you go. There's something to say about that, because I did it for many years. I didn't have a job dictating on what I was doing. Now it's the other way around. I got to keep that job. So it's just one of those things. But I'm actually pretty good at what I never thought I would be. But I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. And so hopefully
what do you do?
I can't talk about it. I have a NDA. I'm not allowed to talk about it. So, but that being said, I'm pretty good at what I do. Outside of that, the Arizona Cardinals, that's a game to watch and see how that goes. So let's get into it. The next game up on tap in the early shift, Seattle and Atlanta. In Atlanta, no quarterback in Atlanta. I didn't have to think about this one for too long because Seattle's defense is monster. But at the same time, we just talked about the Rams. This is another game Seattle needs to prove that they can win so they can stay within the realms of maybe trying to make it, and maybe 3 teams comes out of the NFC West this year for the NFC.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go Seattle on this one.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about, but the Buffalo-Cincinnati game. This is a different game.
That's rough.
Yeah, this is a different game. Now, if it was without Joe Burrow, maybe we wouldn't be talking about it for very long. But Joe Burrow is the starting quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, too little, too late, but it's a good time to get him going. And if he does get injured, at least he has the offseason to go and to get, to next year. So that being said, this one, as far as what they did last week, Cincinnati Bengals played good football last week with Joe Burrow at the quarterback position.
And here's the thing: the Buffalo Bills are playing bad football.
That's the other side of it. So what team is going to show up? But they are in Buffalo. That's a good thing for them per se. But how Cincinnati takes on the rest of this season, and what will they put forth as far as effort in meaningless games? What will we get? I think we'll get what we saw last week, which was a pretty good game. But I'm gonna hang on the Buffalo side of that, just based upon, Buffalo gets at if Buffalo gets at Joe Burrow. I wonder how much happy feet that he's gonna have, so he doesn't get hurt, to keep him out as long as it was for him. It pretty much shot the season when he went down early in the season.
But look on the flip side. What if the Bengals get to the quarterback of the Bills? I mean, look, he's playing snake bit right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean he's playing behind the 8 ball more than he should have been playing this year.
Yes,
because he's not putting teams away. Not saying it's all on him. Obviously, it's a collective effort. Defense, to me, it's not his fault. Defense can't stop the other team. But he's having a hard time putting teams away. And the Bengals are a team that I'm going to cautiously pick the Bills because they are at home. I don't think home field advantage matters though when you're playing a cold city team like that, because it's cold in Cincinnati too. So
yes.
And so I don't think the weather really affects either one of them.
It's not like there's going to be 10 feet of snow. It's just going to be cold, and like you said, they play in cold.
Yeah, and guess what? They got things on the sidelines to heat them up in no time, so they're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Bills. But boy, I'm almost tempted to pick the other one just because I'm afraid that the other people are going to be picking the other one as well. So I don't know. But I'm going to go Bills only because the Bills need this one. This is a win they have to have. They're at home. Unlike Seattle and unlike the Rams who are playing away, the Bills are at home. They need to get this shit together because they got 4 games. They got 4 games to win this thing.
And like you said, they haven't been playing good. They got beat by the freaking Dolphins in early November.
Right.
And not only that, they got their asses kicked. It'd be different if they were in the game, but you got your asses kicked by the Dolphins in early November when they weren't a good football team. They just weren't. And my God.
But here's the thing now. Here's the thing. They're not going to win the East. That's going to Patriots.
Now it is. Yep.
Yeah. So they need to win. They need to start streaking into the playoffs.
Yep.
This is the time to do it. It's how you play in the month of December to get you into the playoffs. Now,
absolutely, I agree.
If you're still in contention.
Yep.
Because, if they fall apart and the Ravens win today, which I think they will, that bounces the Bills around for their wild card spot.
Yep. And interestingly enough, you go back to where the Buffalo Bills beat the Chiefs by a touchdown, and then they turned around and had that performance against the Dolphins. It tells me really kind of what they are. I didn't want to believe the hype on what the Bills were about based upon, what they've been doing. But guess what? This is a regular trend for the Bills where they look magnificent, and then they just, shit the bed in December and November and losing games they shouldn't lose to. I mean, they lost to the Texans, on I think it was a Thursday night football game or a Monday night football game. They lost by 4 points, 23-19.
I thought they lost by 1 point.
That also being said, that's a team that if you're a good football team and you're the Buffalo Bills, you beat that team, even though you're on the road. If you're that good, you beat the Texans. At that time, they weren't great. Yeah, or
Yeah,
as
but
good.
But you got to remember the Texans are probably got the best defense in the league right now.
Yes, that's the reason why they scored 19 points. But we've also seen Josh Allen come back against good defenses and have a good football game, even though it starts off not as great. So it's just
the thing is this goes into and I said this years ago, the bang to hype ratio with these Josh Allens and the quarterback for the Chargers and guys like that are getting Justin Herberts are getting all this. Let's thrust them out there right now, but they're not ready yet.
Right.
Now it's that time where they have to be ready for it, and Justin Herbert's showing he's just kind of average.
After signing those big contracts, both of them. Even though Josh Allen's been, the MVP and everything else, but at the same time, they get those big contracts, man. It's just like it goes down about 10%. That 10% is big. Got to bring it.
And I really hate that argument. Once they get paid, they quit wanting to play that hard. I hate that. I hate that being a thing because it's not just in football. They say that. They say that in basketball and in baseball, and they never say that in hockey though. Because in hockey, you can't afford to be lazy ass out there because you get your ass whipped.
Absolutely, and that's the difference. You said exactly what before I was thinking, but hockey it doesn't happen because in hockey you can get yourself hurt if you're not playing balls to the wall. And that sounds weird because you think if you play balls to the wall, you're going to get hurt. It's actually the opposite in hockey.
Well, I mean, the thing this way, a lot of people can hit a baseball. A lot of people can shoot a basket. A lot of people can run a football. Who all can ice skate? I can.
I know I can. Can roller skate. Well, not anymore. But back in the day,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't ice skate or roller skate.
I could dance. I can dance on those roller skates. It's unbelievable. But anyway, this is put up or shut up week in reality for the Buffalo Bills because thinking about it is Joe Burrow. So they got talent coming at him. They got Jamar Chase coming at him. So they got to stop the big 1-2 punch that's going to be coming there. So I'm not worried about Buffalo offensively. I'm worried about them defensively if they can stop the Bengals and do what they should do, which is win this game. And whether or not that'll happen, I guess we'll find that out. So but it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good watch. So. All right. So that being said, it looks like we're both on Buffalo. You say by a little bit. I think they beat them. But the Cleveland Browns are at home taking on Tennessee. Now, granted, we all know Tennessee is not a good football team, but this is the kind of game where the Browns, they slack because they go in thinking they should win this game. And they should. But they believe their own hype, but their hype isn't all that great. But this is an opportunity for Shadir Sanders after coming off last week, which, by the way, it wasn't a great performance and everybody knows it. But if he's going to make a statement, this is a statement game for him to make against a team that's not good. And if he doesn't, you can only imagine what they're going to say about him after the game.
You think about it. This is how this game should be hyped up. The for sure number one draft choice in the league versus the guy that everybody thought could have been number one in the league.
Good point. Good headline.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's Cam Ward versus Shadir Sanders. This is what in college football this would have sold out tickets. In the NFL, no one's going to this game.
Right.
So.
But at the same time, everybody knew Cam Ward was the better one. I even thought it. So you're right. Shadir Sanders gets to quiet the critics if he gets the opportunity and plays well, and they go out and.
Well, my question is this: is Cleveland a better team than the Titans?
Oh, I think they are, especially defensively. You got that guy. You got that guy coming off the end, man.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's going to be in a lot of trouble all game long. Every single offensive play, you're going to have to deal with Myles Garrett. Okay, that's a tough one.
It's going to be one of those games where the quarterback who has the best stats may not win the game.
Good point.
So it's going to be an unfair game to judge both these two players because it's going to be a total team effort on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And again, both players don't play on both sides. I mean, both of them aren't Travis Hunter, so they're not playing on both sides of the ball. So, but I'm going to go Cleveland on this only because they are at home. And Titans, I think the Titans will have a good day of running the ball against them. Throwing the
If they
ball
run
might be,
away from Miles, they got to run away from him.
That's the thing. I mean, Miles coming in one direction, run the other way.
Yeah,
So,
you got to stay the hell away from that guy.
I
hate
mean,
to say because I don't like him. By the way, I'm not a Miles Garrett fan, but by far he's the defensive player of the year so far this year. And on the team he's on, that's
well,
saying
dude,
something.
I mean, even Micah Parsons would say he's the guy I want to be.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, for Micah Parsons, for all the bells and whistles that came with him, he's the one that then go, dude, I'm not even near his league.
Yep. And that year when TJ Watt and Micah Parsons and Miles Garrett won it, and I should have went to TJ, by the way. But man, he's just proven it year after year. And I think this is an interesting deal. We'll spend a little bit more time on it. The beginning of the year, he went ahead, he re-signed with this football team. But the understanding was he was going to become a leader. And by God, he has. He's proved it on the field. He's become a field general. And by God, if they don't get him some more help, and that being on the offensive side or wherever it is to win football games, you're wasting the talent. And I feel bad that he signed there because it is the Cleveland Browns. They just don't do things the right way.
I can't feel bad for a guy that says, okay, how much money? Sure.
For winning, though. But I feel bad because of the winning aspect of it. Now, granted, he made that choice. He had his choice. He could go to any football team in the NFL.
But you know what you think about it, though? Everybody wants to be the player that helps turn that team around, right?
Yes.
Everybody likes.
But it is Cleveland.
I know. Hey, look, Cleveland looked really good in draft day.
Yeah, right.
The movie. I mean, you would
They
too.
looked intelligent.
Hey, you would too if you had Dennis Leary as your head coach and Superman as your quarterback. I mean, that happened.
I love Dennis Leary. By the way, his stand-up of about 15 years ago was so good.
This damn 30 years ago was hilarious.
Yeah,
the big no cure for cancer.
You gotta like that. You gotta like that sarcastic sense of humor. If you don't, you won't like him. But I love me some Dennis Leary. Now, an interesting game to watch today, Podfather, because the teams aren't good, which means this is going to be a good game. Minnesota and Washington in Minnesota. Obviously, no JJ in Minnesota, so they get that. I forget his name. I never even heard of him, which tells me where the organization is. You want to talk about a team that made, I'm going to say it, they made a mistake letting Sam Darnold go too early. They should have kept Sam Darnold for 2 more years, got JJ behind him to learn the game. Look what Aaron Rodgers is doing after he carried the clipboard for 2 years. Look what Jordan Love did. Now, granted, that is the Green Bay Packer, and that's the Green Bay Packer way, and that's the way they should do it. Most teams don't do that because of desperation, and that's what you're
that way either.
Exactly. So, I mean, you get Washington, not a good football team. It's not even close. It's actually stupid. And then Minnesota, that defense is so good, but it's being overshadowed because the offense is just stagnant.
You say that, but yeah, look at Washington. They almost beat the Broncos last week.
Exactly. That's why I'm on the Washington Commanders today.
Same here because they want redemption from last week.
Absolutely. Because they should have won that game. You're right.
And to go into Minnesota and embarrass a team that has no quarterback, no drive, no nothing, and just, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to McCarthy. I mean, I think it's unfair to put all this on him for one. This is his first full, year.
I agree.
Being relatively healthy. This is basically a rookie season.
Yeah, but that's the problem. The first year, health. Second year, health. It's a health thing. These guys get
Look at Joe Burrow. Look at Joe Burrow. Same
exactly.
Thing. Exactly. But the one thing Burrow can say anybody else can't say, he went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's the difference. Yeah. That's why you look at Joe Burrow and expect more from a Joe Burrow right now than JJ. But at the same time, This is a football team that threw away a quarterback at one point that won you 14 football games, and you just let him go. You didn't even try to keep him. And by the way, the money that he signed for was not ridiculous in Seattle. Seattle won that deal by a mile. Never mind the fact that they got that defense going with them, and Sam Darnold's playing like he was in Minnesota. You know, granted, they're not 14-3, but at the same time, that's a good football team. You're right, they're in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Minnesota's in the conversation last year.
Yes.
I mean,
last game in the playoff game, you know, obviously
Sam
Darnold showed up, but damn, you know, for the regular season, listen, that was not what was expected in reality because of who he was when he went in there. So, you know, and you got the best of Sam Darnold that you got in his full career, and you just let him walk out the door. A mistake, just a huge mistake. But I am on Washington in this one. Who are you going to go? Are you going to go Minnesota at home, or are you going to go Washington?
I told you I was going to go for Washington.
Well, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to change your mind. I did hear you, but I wanted to see if you would change your mind. But here's one thing. Here's one thing about Washington. They have take away last week, the weeks before that. They didn't show they were the team last week for the games before that. So it's about consistency and whether or not they can bring it to the table each and every week. So today they get the opportunity to do it. I hate these meaningless games because then everybody puts so much focus on, oh, look how great they played, but it was meaningless.
There are a dozen picks. I mean, really, it's games like this that can really make or break our pick season.
Absolutely. This is a tough week. I was looking at, and there's a lot of games that can go the other way if the chips fall. Obviously, that happens everywhere. But looking at the obvious, let's go to the Jaguars and the Colts. Okay, I mean, if this goes to the Jaguars playing the Chargers, this is not going to be much of a game. They're going to wipe them out. But if this is a couple of games before that Charger game, that makes it a hugely interesting football game. And that's what you're getting right here with Washington taking on Minnesota. Again, I don't even know. I can't pronounce his last name. But I had never even heard of him, which takes you two steps back before I'm even thinking about who I'm going to pick in this game. If I've never heard of you, and even after he's been playing for 2 weeks, I still haven't really remembered who he was. So yeah, that's Minnesota. Wow, they need to back. They should have backpedaled and kept them. Jets home. Dolphins, another game. That's a division game. Not that it matters, but still, I think this is an interesting game. And again, who you take? Are you going to take the Jets, who won last week? By the way, played well last week. Give them the credit. I'll give them that. Miami, I think they're winners of 3 of the last 4, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't even know what team that is in reality. So, you know, this one's a tough one for me. So what's your take up on it?
Well, I started the week off picking the Jets, thinking, you know, the head coach is, I mean, I'm not saying he's coaching for his life right now.
He is.
Because I don't think, not this year. Next year, maybe a different story. But Miami's one of those teams where they can sneak in and get a win, and you're going, what just happened here?
Exactly.
Because that's who they are. They are far away, not the Dan Marino, you know, beat your ass type team they were back in the day. They haven't
weren't
been that
even
way
the same
for
team
years.
2 years ago when they were halfway decent.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go Dolphins on this one because I think the Dolphins are going to sneak and bite them in the ass. Look, I like the coach for the Jets. I think he came into a situation to where, here's the thing. He's coaching the Jets.
Yes.
The Jets have done nothing to rehab their image. You know what the New York Jets need to do? Relocate. Yeah, I'm serious. They need to relocate, get the fuck out of New York.
Where should they go? What
Europe.
You brought who?
Go to Europe.
Go to Europe.
Go to Canada.
Well, the Jaguars own that one. Come on now, they go there.
Well, I mean, but trust me, if the Jets move, all the way over to Europe, they're not going to be the Jets anymore. But the thing is, though, is that then they'll have their own team, and a league that's trying to further their expansion out that way. Why not?
Well, I wonder how much incentive they would have to go there. I know Jacksonville always, but Jacksonville's not in that conversation anymore. They're building a stadium, which, by the way, if you get an opportunity to take a look at that, they're going nowhere. But the Jets, they're already in a stadium that's already built with another team in it. So it does make sense. I like your thinking on that. Oh my God, I just said I like his thinking.
Or if anything, for years they've been saying Buffalo should move to Canada. Why not the Jets?
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto could benefit from an NFL team. So
yeah, but they got their own league up there. I don't know if I mean, granted, it's not as big, By the way, I actually love the Canadian game. They don't get 4 downs; they get 3 downs. It's really actually, and the extra 10 yards in each side and.
It's 120 yards for the entire field, right?
It's 120-yard field with the 10-yard end zone. So it's crazy. So, but I do like that game. I like the speed of it as well because it kind of reminds me of the indoor game. It's the reason why I like it. So, but
which the thing is, up there, you don't think Canada would not love to have an NFL team? Don't you think Canada would love to have the Dallas Cowboys come up there and take on their team? I say that because Dallas Cowboys have a national audience.
Oh, absolutely, international. Listen, international.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
I mean, I would say it's international because they're connected to the United States, but I mean, but like to have
close proximity.
I mean, or to have like say the San Francisco 49ers going up there to take on the Toronto, whoever they are, right? I mean, you get the West Coast people out there. You get dude, it'd be a hell of a thing. And right now, the Jets, why not? Why the fuck, dude? Get the fuck out of New York.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of teams that should get the fuck out of the town they're in.
Dude, call up Sam Darnold and say, "How are you a success? I got the fuck out of New York. Great, we need to follow you."
Well, he got out of Carolina too. So and another
Carolina. Look,
who cares about
he got out there by way of Minnesota. He got as far west as he possibly could.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. Hey, by the way, congratulations to Sam Darnold. Because listen, there's not too many quarterbacks can do what he ended up doing. Okay, it's hard to take the bad out of the player to make it good.
Listen,
but Sam Darnold and Carlisle, listen, those two were on the same page. God, Minnesota made a big mistake, and they could be in the running in the NFC North along with the Lions and the friggin' Bears if they had Sam Darnold because that defense is hot.
Listen, you don't have to be a Hall of Fame quarterback to be a pretty good quarterback.
Yes, I agree.
And Sam Darnold never got the opportunity to be a really good quarterback in New York and in Carolina. Yep. But he got the opportunity last year. He's getting the opportunity this year. And guess what? He's going to start getting paid that way too.
He's got 1 year more. If I'm not mistaken, he's got 1 more year on the contract that he is. Yeah. They're going to make him prove it 1 more year, and if he proves it 1 more year, he's going to be in the talks of $50 million a year.
But you know what though? But here's the thing: he can also hold out in the offseason too.
Yeah, but yes and no. Okay, I agree with you. He could hold out, but even though he's had 2 good years, it's not a consistent thing. To where
2 years
if you're a football team that's going to spend that kind of money on a quarterback, you want to see a full thing, not just the last 2 years before you're going to spend that much money on it.
Yeah, I would think if Seattle spends $50 million to keep him next year,
that makes sense.
And he goes 5-12. Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah. So,
but then again, look at the division he's in: the Rams, the Niners, Cardinals. I mean, it's kind of I mean, it's it's what it is. I mean,
It's this the NFC West outside the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, this is a tough division of football now, man. I'm telling you. And that's because of Sam Darnold, by the way, and that defense up in Seattle. We wouldn't even be talking about him in reality.
Which, by the way, the Niners with Brock Purdy right now, think they're real happy with him.
He hasn't been playing great. He won last week, but
I mean, is he playing like he was the last pick in the draft?
No, well, hasn't been playing like the one that just signed that contract. That big money contract. Again, I know you say you hate talking about it, but when a fact is a fact, it is what it is. And so it's about guys getting paid that are those average guys that don't even help their. Look at Dak Prescott. Take away from that, it's $60 million a year. Now, granted, you can talk about who else is out there, but $60 million.
Well, let me ask you a question about Dak Prescott real quick.
Okay.
Is he not playing really good football?
Oh, I'm not arguing that he's not playing good football.
I mean, what you're paying your one player on one position on one side of the ball compared to how they're playing, how the entire team is playing the whole year, he's holding up his end of the bargain.
Oh, Myles Garrett. But opposite sides of the field. That's exactly what's going on.
So just throwing that out there, The one thing I think we need to separate a little bit here on this. It's a fact that they're paying him that money. It's not the fact that they're paying him that money. It's a fact. What else are they doing to make that team better?
Exactly.
And the thing is that I don't fault it. Shut up. I don't fault Dak Prescott for getting that money. I don't fault Jerry for paying because here's the thing. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's just on a team that doesn't have any defense.
He can't win.
Oh, I mean, he can win on his own, but this is a team game, and there's two sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. The other side of the ball is giving up too many more. He can only put up so many points. The other team is giving him a lot more points than he should be giving up.
And I said that about him years ago.
When you put up 30 points against the Lions, you should be able to beat them.
Or any team, but for that matters. Yeah. You put up 30, you should win 90% of the time.
But they always say, like, if you have like 100 yards and penalties, that's already a touchdown you're giving up. How many penalties they have in that game? I mean, I know it was a poorly called game on both sides of the ball, but I mean, they gave up over 100 yards of penalties in that game. Well, there's 7 points right there. So then that gives the other 7 points that they gave up as well. So look, it's what you pay Sam Darnold here for Seattle. Yeah, you're banking a lot of your future, but what are you doing to make that future even better for him as your quarterback and your defense? Because you get to start. I mean, I'm not saying you have to start playing offense, start playing defense, but you better have a solid defense, which the Seahawks have always been notorious for. Have a very solid defense to go with that quarterback, your Russell Wilson type quarterback you have then, and hopefully, like I said, he's not going to go to the Hall of Fame, but he, guys like Steve DeBerg, remember him? You remember Steve DeBerg? Are you muted? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I must say it. No, I know who Steve DeBerg and by the way, best uniforms at the time when he played right there in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, again, solid quarterback, but who do they have around him?
I'm okay. I'm finally back. Yeah, it's just my dial up. It's the dial up. By the way, now think about this, okay? I just looked it up. The contract for Sam Darnold was a 3-year, $100 million contract. Now that sounds insane, right? But that's 33. That's 33.3 million a year. That's chump change. In reality, they're getting this guy dead cheap. So they got him for the next 2 years. So he gets the opportunity to prove it, in next 2 years. So they don't have to worry about what they're going to do with Sam Darnold. He is the guy. So they got the money. And not only that, they got their guy at a good price. Half of what they're getting paid by Dak Prescott, and they're getting the same results in reality.
The thing is, you think about it, if the Vikings would have offered him that kind of deal, though, in the offseason, what were they telling McCarthy at that point?
Well, yes, and that's where you got to where the business portion of it. You're telling JJ McCarthy in his second year, which is really his first, you're sitting for the next 3. Now, if they would have signed a different kind of contract, like maybe 2-year contract, maybe they could have got away with that kind of thing and kept JJ and keep him there. But yeah, well, when you drafted J.J. McCarthy where you did and you're the Minnesota Vikings, you got to get him in the lineup within 3 years, and that's just not going to happen based upon the Sam Darnold side. And the reality is
there's always the injury part, though.
Absolutely.
There's a chance he'd have gotten in the game with COVID injury.
That's the reason why Sam Darnold got in over there in Minnesota, because the idea of that was J.J. McCarthy, and when he got hurt before the season even started, and they were lucky. Sometimes you got to be lucky than good, and the Vikings were lucky that they had Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold was able to do what it is. But at the same time, that coach and quarterback relationship was great. And, I don't know. Do you take the risk and let JJ go? You look at that defense and look what he did. Oh, my God. I almost think they should have maybe let JJ go and threw the $100 million to him for the next 3 years in Sam Darnold and took my chances and then grabbed up another one. Because, listen, once you get that injury bug, guess what? That happens all the time. And it happened this year. JJ out again this year. And what do you think is going to happen next year? He's going to get hurt probably. And because that's what's going on with JJ. So I think they made a huge mistake. Yeah. All right. That being said, that was good. By the way, good talk. I like that. Tampa Bay at home, New Orleans. Not much to talk about.
Who's this?
Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
No, New Orleans is shit the bed already. So.
Just a better football team. And an interesting game that I think will be fun to watch. Denver writing what they're writing. They're in Las Vegas. Denver is just playing outstanding football. I can't stand Sean Payton. I just don't like him. But listen, that guy can coach. That guy's got Bo Nix, a guy that wasn't expected to be that guy that he is being, by the way, except you did. I'll admit it. You did call that one, but really, amongst the experts, they thought he'd be okay, but I don't think they thought he was going to be this good. And then he gets the opportunity to look really good today against a very bad football team.
You know what he is? He's an upgraded version of Tim Tebow. An upgraded version. Okay, I mean, he has more talent than Tim Tebow had in the NFL, but he's not putting teams away though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I think that's how you develop that kind of quarterback.
Yeah,
But
the thing is, he solidly has that. I mean, when was the last time the Broncos had a quarterback like Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
When they had a quarterback who they put complete faith into. Now they're going against the Raiders, possibly one of the worst defenses in the league this year. Who, I mean, they shit the bed against the Cowboys at home. They're going to do the same thing for the Broncos. So I mean, the Broncos. Look, the Broncos got lucky last week. They got lucky because the Commanders almost
better lucky than good.
Yeah, but they need to go there and dominate the Raiders. It's a divisional game. It's a statement game.
Yes,
especially now because you got the Chiefs, who got the Texans later on today. Who, let's face it, that defense can light up Mahomes big time. But give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Well, let's go to that game. Since you brought it up, Kansas City's at home, Sunday Night Football, and Houston's coming to town. I'm going to say something I never thought I would say. Chiefs have a snowball chance in hell of winning this football game because that defense is just totally different than what they've seen all year long, and it's going to be something coming at them. I normally, for the last 3 years, you could put your money on Kansas City. This is the kind of game that you can't. By the way, C.J. Stroud coming back after that injury, he looks like the guy we thought he would be, which is nice if you're a Texan fan and you see what's going on there. And then you got what's going on with Kansas City. This is a must-win game for Kansas City at home. I don't think they're going to get it. I'm on the Texans in this game because I think they're the better football team all around right now because CJ has come back and played as well as he did after injury, which you probably shouldn't have expected in reality.
I would agree with you if the game is played in Houston.
Okay.
But it's played in Kansas City. You have to take consideration the home cooking that goes there in Kansas City. That's something, it's a nighttime game. Chris Collinsworth's going to be kissing the ass of so it's there.
I saw some meme about that, and it was just a crack up. He
kisses his ass the way you kiss Bryce's ass.
Hey! I gotta keep bringing in the talent.
but look, the thing is that he won't admit to. You'll admit to your thing. But look, I like Houston, but not enough to beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs are in desperation time right now. Honestly, if they lose this game, they're done.
I think I'm with you, but the difference is that the defense that they're facing today is a totally different defense that they've been facing all year long.
But that Chiefs Stadium can
look,
that Chiefs Stadium is a different breed though, and the fact they've won the last however many years, that builds a reputation for a stadium. The only thing that's anything matched like that would be like the Vet, or it would be the Vet more. It'd be the Lincoln Field out there in Philadelphia. Dangerous place to go to, right? And because the Chiefs are in desperation mode, I truly believe that at home they're going to pull it out. It's going to be close. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a Sunday night. It's going to be a Sunday night, game that's going to be one for the records. But I'm saying the Chiefs win by at least a field goal.
Here's the deal with the Chiefs, okay? All right. The Chiefs, before they go into the regular season, okay? Not that this means anything. They lose to the Bears in the final preseason of the game at home, okay? Now, Grant, I get it. But they lose to the Eagles at home. And that's at that time is a good football team. Okay. The other game that they lost at home, okay, which shouldn't probably have happened, but did happen was the where is it? The Cowboys. Cowboys beat. Oh no, it was Cowboys at home, wasn't it? So you're right. They've only lost one home game at home this year, but the difference between that is what game? Who are they playing? They beat the Commanders at home, right? By the way, they beaten the Colts at home. I think that was a good thing for them. So at least going into this one, defense wins football games, man. When you're mediocre football team, you're playing against a mediocre football team, and you got a good defense, man. That's usually what ends up taking. Now, granted, if they get into Chief mode and decide they're going to try to win football games, this is going to be a great Sunday night football game to watch.
They're going to have a seance for the game. They're going to call on the whispers of one Taylor Swift to have her bringing the magic.
Is she going to be there? Is she?
I don't know. I probably have to probably call for, but I heard they said it. I heard they set a wedding date already. It's in June. So yeah. So they're going to call on the greatness of this Taylor Swift and say, Taylor, oh sweet Taylor, what shall we do? And then of course she's like, don't go to Houston, motherfucker. That place is awful.
Don't lose to Houston because listen, they lose to Houston. It's going to be tough for them. For them to make the playoffs, they got a tough road to hoe. I mean, they really do.
If they lose to Houston, you got the Broncos, who pretty much, and you got the Chargers, who are still in conversation.
Yes,
and those two might cancel themselves out with the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Yep, 3 of the 5 are against tough football teams. I mean,
but then at this point, you're looking for playoffs. But the playoffs started today, the Chiefs aren't even in it.
Right. But think about this: the tough games that they got, the Titans and Raiders, they're on the road, but the tough games, they're at home. Texans, Chargers, Broncos, all at home, and that's a nice thing to have happen.
And the thing is, the Dallas Cowboys have a 9% chance of going to the playoffs. They got to win out. And the Eagles got to lose out. That's where the Chiefs are right now. They got to win out, and the Broncos have got to kind of lose.
I think it starts this week, but if they get that win, man, next the game after that is the Chargers at home. I think they can win that game because, like you said, are the Chargers the most overrated football team in the NFL? I might have to agree with you on that.
Pains you to say it, doesn't it?
But the tough one will be Broncos and Chiefs at home. So that will be a pretty good game to be taught. That will be there. So good stuff right there. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the other way. I'm going Houston in this game. I think defense wins the game.
By the way, next year, this is a proposal I have for our picks next year. Let's have two leagues next year. One that we normally do, the one we just pick them straight out, and one we do with points.
Well, you mean confidence points or against the spread?
Against the spread.
I don't like that.
Huh?
I don't know what the difference is.
Meaning, like, if Dallas is favored to win by 3.
No, I know the concept. I know the concept. Yeah. I just don't see the. I mean, we can do it if you want. I'm just not that I'm not good at it. It's hard enough to pick the games. Never mind against the spread.
But if you want to like saying, I got the Broncos. I got the Broncos over the Raiders. But I'm going to give it to the Raiders because whatever the point spread is, I think the Raiders can cover the spread.
I like the confidence points. I always like the confidence.
I hate confidence points because
I know. See, there's the So yeah, there you go. You're right on it. Good job there. Appreciate it. All right. That being said, name of the show. Yeah, 8 minutes. Let's see here. Green Bay and Chicago. This is the one we haven't talked about. Green Bay and Chicago. And if Cuervo was here, we'd be all over it, but he's not.
Oh yeah. Listen. Hey. I'm a believer in Chicago right now. I think they got to ride that wave. Yeah, you got to ride the wave in, and I think, the Packers still know who the Packers are right now. The Packers are still kind of scrambling to figure out why are they not leading this division right now, and that's because the Bears are just a better team. And I hate to say that, but I mean it's true.
I don't know. Are they the better team, or are they just winning the?
You know what? They might be a luckier team than the Packers.
There you go. I'll go with that. I think Green Bay is the better football team without question.
But
they've been dropping stupid football games like they shouldn't be. Yeah, they've been dropping games.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you can play like you're the best team, which the Bears are doing. I mean, they're playing with confidence right now. Mm-hmm. See, the Packers got any confidence? They're sitting there scrambling. They're sitting there scrambling, saying, "Going, dude, we went and got Micah Parsons. Why are we not the best defense in the league right now?"
Well, they do got one of the best defenses in the league.
But they don't have the best.
But it's not stand out because you're not getting that on the other side of the football field.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good point.
And the thing that's killing them more than anything is the damn tie.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
The damn tie is going to kill them because, again, this is why I like the tie, because it can truly make or break a season for you.
Right.
And yeah,
Yes.
I mean, you didn't win, you didn't lose either. So, but I mean, the thing is, though, it hampers you one way or the other.
Yes.
And would I love to see a team go to the Super Bowl with a tie in the record? Sure, I think it'd be fantastic. It'll never happen.
You were off the. I mean, you were on the Green Bay Packers.
I was, and
I mean, like they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I was on the Ravens too. Look
Your
what that got me. Look, I want the Ravens too. Look what that got me. So,
hey, last week the Bears getting the win against the Eagles. That was their best win of the season.
yes, and you know what? That's that momentum that they have. That, I mean, maybe the Patriots have that kind of momentum right now. Which, by the way, if we're gonna get the Chicago Bears New England Patriots Super Bowl, I'm fine with it.
5 games in a row. They're going for 6. So I got
eventually the streak's gonna end. Yeah, eventually
I got the odds thing on my mind. I'm sorry. I just granted you could say, well, are they going to win 5 in a row? I stop at 5 and then I get really serious. So they're going for 6 in a row, and then I threw that up on top of the fact that I think they're in Green Bay, and really I think. And I know everybody will disagree with me, but I think they're the better team in reality if you look at paper. Granted, the schedule, the record says differently.
You just hate Caleb Williams.
No, I don't hate Caleb Williams. Listen. Everybody's been jumping on me about Caleb. I'm telling you, he's been playing well. And if it wasn't for Caleb Williams, they wouldn't have won 5 in a row.
Sonny,
and
we got
8 of the last 9.
It's almost nap time. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, I'm on the Packers. I think they win the football game. They're in Lambeau. It is what it is. All right. That said, last game that Philly and the Chargers. Overrated football team, Chargers at home against Philadelphia. To be honest,
I wouldn't say
has not been playing good football. I mean, but they're the Super Bowl champions, man. This one's a tough one. Monday Night Football is crazy.
I got the Eagles in this one. They need to take this one for sure. Again,
they need to. They need to.
They need to, because right now, to keep Dallas away, they got to keep winning. And the Chargers are that team that can be easily beat up on.
Yeah, but they can also show up every once in a while and you don't even expect it.
It's in LA, which I don't put a whole lot of faith. Again, the LA Chargers are like the LA Clippers. No one gives a shit about the Clippers. Okay, so
that's true. That's true. But I think this is probably the best game of the week as far as what's on the line in reality for both of these football teams, not just the Eagles. Listen, everybody's been talking about the Eagles and whether or not they are the team to beat in reality in the NFC. Well, you got the Rams I think the Rams are one of the toughest outs in the NFC right now. So you got to watch out for them. You got the Bears who are doing what they are. And if Green Bay decides to show up and play 4 full quarters of football, they could be dangerous as well. How many teams though in the NFC are we talking about? You got San Francisco. They're on the bye this week, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, they are. They're on the bye. Right there in the corner.
Yeah, them the Patriots.
Right there. Yeah, and the Patriots and the Giants. No one gives a shit about the Giants. And there's another team I'm blocking. Who is it? Move my coffee cup.
The Patriots.
Oh, I just marked right. Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots. And there's one other team. Who is it? Panthers. Oh, no one cares about the Panthers. All right, so which by the way, Panthers, congratulate. Listen, you've done better than what anybody should have expected. And yes. Back to this one.
If you're a Saints player, you're embarrassed as hell right now. Sorry, Z. It's the case. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But man, this Monday Night Football game, right now I'm on the Eagles. I reserve the right to change my mind because, man, the Chargers at home, I don't know. I just, desperate mode. They're in desperate mode too.
Well,
both teams are desperate to
you know what, though? Will the Eagles lose 3 in a row?
It would definitely make for some great conversation next week.
It would,
on how
because
good they are.
They're a team that has done that. 2 years ago, they started off strong, and they lost all the rest of their games, including their playoff game.
Yes.
I mean that shit can actually happen. This is a team. What all changes have they really made that team hasn't already gone through? I mean, your quarterback was a quarterback of that year.
Super Bowl champs, though, man, it's a tough one. It's hard to pick.
Think of it this way: it's been 20-something years since the same team has won back-to-back divisional titles in the NFC East. Normally, it's in between the Giants, the Cowboys,
usually backs up. Yeah.
Yeah. Can they be the first team in 20 years to do that? Possibly, because Dallas can screw this up in an instant. But
they don't need to win this game in order to do that, though.
No, that's the thing, though. But the thing is, they need momentum. They have no momentum.
Yeah, and if you're going to do it, listen, this is officially the first week in December. This is where you make or break. Pretenders, contenders are definitely the big short. Yep, absolutely.
You got 4 games.
More games.
4 games to get your shit together.
Yep, exactly. And listen, they do that sometimes. That's the reason why I'm on.
And by the way, unlike the preseason, these 4 games, you lose a key player to injury, you're fucked.
And that also being said, your little diatribe about the Chargers is very valid, which is, are they overrated? Are they that good? Are they going to be that good? Can they be that good? So you got those questions on them. So right now I'm gonna stick with the Eagles, but this one is the one that I'm on the fence for, and I'm going to study it a little bit more and see if I change my mind. But I'm on the Eagles right now.
Yeah, I got the Eagles.
So
I don't think they lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, I don't see it either. That's the other reason I don't see 3 in a row, but we'll see what happens. So I got you to nap time. I mean, aren't we? We're that good. I mean, we're only a minute, 2 minutes late. We did good. So
it's way past my bedtime.
Way past. Well, get your ass to bed.
I mean, you can't see as I got the bar right here, but right behind me, Poe's got my spot all nice and warm right now. I'm gonna go in there and lay down on the couch, put the game on. Not sure which game is going to be the game it's going to be enough to sleep through. So, I mean, I still appreciate what my parents did back when they would have NASCAR start up, and my dad would say, "Gentlemen, starts ready, let's go, go." And just go right to sleep.
Wait right to the end, man. That's
Dude,
pretty much what NFL football games are.
He'd wake up with 10 minutes, with 10 laps up to go, and it's like he never missed a thing.
Absolutely. A lot of these NFL games are just like that.
Yeah. Nice, good Sunday snoozers.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your nap. We'll do it all again next week, week 15 of the NFL.
Hey, go check out the Podfather channel on YouTube. Y'all go like, subscribe, watch my little videos, or less than a minute long, and give you my thoughts of what all is out there, what's coming out doing Christmas right now, doing the Christmas movies. So check out this month.
Challenge for you. Do you remember the one with Sandler and Wayans in it? What was it again? Bulletproof.
Bulletproof, yeah.
Have you that's one to I challenge you on that one.
Okay.
Check out I want to see what you think. I still laughed, and you heard a little bit of what I talked about on what it was about compared to when it came out to where it is now. So check out that if and when you get the opportunity, and do a review on Bulletproof.
I'll tell you what, I'll do a review, and then I'll send you my review on our group chat.
Okay.
And just have it posted up here so you get to hear what I say about it.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All
right. That's going to do it for us on the Couch Potato Sports Show. It's week 14, next week 15. We're getting close to the end. Who will be the contenders instead of pretenders? It's December, and that's where, hey, you can
I'm a pretender.
you
Good night, everybody.
That's where it ended up. So out of here, he's out of here. I'm out of here. Enjoy week 15 of the NFL. We'll be back here next Sunday. On that being said, on the Couch Potato Sports.